and welcome back to Talk O'Clock. I don't know what episode number this is, but we're sure as fuck closing in on the Christmas time. It's your host, Halo.
And this is Karen, it's getting quite festive. About to smash a book into my face because, doing stuff like that's fun.
My name's Derek, and I guess Thanksgiving is just the Thursday to Christmas.
It's actually Christmas light, if you think about it. You remember them?
It's the beta version.
No, you remember like back in the day, like you got your iPod 3, you go onto the App Store, Minecraft
like
Pocket Edition Lite. Light games, my guy.
Like freaks, you don't have to pay any money.
You only allow
like
so many blocks.
Minecraft Lite.
Yeah. Or like with games that have like a storyline, you only get like 2 levels, like out of the entire like 50 or something like that when you get the light edition.
Oh man! Oh, you remember like Soda Drinker Light, where all you do is just like rotate your iPod, and that was it. And you're drinking, or popcorn.
No. Remember the weapon phones light where you just like normally get like normally
iGun Pro.
You get like 20 guns.
Yeah, like iGun Pro and iGun Light and things.
Remember how
those still actually exist, and the cooler part of them is if you have a phone with a flash, it messes around with that as well. So
I remember back in like elementary, early middle school, people would just like get like the iGuns Pro and just basically start. They thought that was
everyone. Yeah, I was gonna say everyone
like cops and robbers, cops and robbers or like cowboys and Indians type shit with that.
Interesting. Wait, here's something on the topic of these like free games and all that. You remember those Flash games like on Y8 and stuff like that?
Oh my god, Y8. What was it? Phosphorus Beta 2. That was my shit.
Well, here's something that will probably mess you up. Well, since they're basically completely eradicating Flash from like anything, right? You can't use Flash Player. That means none of those games will work anymore. Newgrounds, Y8, all those.
They say it, but they're just discontinuing support of it.
They're trying to get rid of it. See,
and
I mean, like,
there's a lot of subsystems still, and including my work, schedule pool. It runs off Flash. So if they get rid of Flash, that's literally half of the company dead. Because
schedules probably actually going to be dead. Because apparently
luckily
Google,
for them,
Google's not going to be supporting it anymore.
Well, I mean, it's Adobe and Microsoft. Like, fair dues, and even if it's not supported, they'll still receive critical updates. I.e., look at Windows XP, for example.
They
still receives critical updates.
Then,
like anything, look, what was it? I can't remember that one ransomware. I cannot remember its name for the life of me.
Ransomware? Like, what do you have to do?
No, this was like when it came out, and it always like hit some vulnerability. But as soon as that happened, I remember them releasing a Windows XP update for it.
Bro, I remember when I had Windows.
Because a lot of companies, and especially our medical system, I was going to say, especially our medical system here, runs off of Windows XP. So ransomware plus a country with a lot of people in. That's a lot of damage.
I actually think that most of the hospitals here, I think they run off of Vista or like a really old version of Windows 7.
At least with 7.
It's always good to know that our hospitals, the places that are supposed to keep us alive, use really outdated computer methods.
I mean, but
Windows
7
is always Windows 7 and 8 is respectable.
I consider Windows 7 the best.
If you're using Windows 7 or 8, you're okay. You're kind of up to date. But I think they need
Windows 10 boys flex.
I was going to say, I think they need to build a new operating system just designed for big corporations and things.
Yeah.
Where they'll always, make sure it's safe. So if anything does happen, there's no big issue.
Yeah. Like a plan B kind of thing.
And what is it with all hospitals in their servers? Absolute dog shit.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried booking an appointment online? You have to wait like 3 fucking
wait times are so ghastly.
It's like, motherfucker, I can go in there and still wait to be seen. It's giving me the actual doctor's experience of me sitting there waiting to be fucking put on there.
Yeah, you go in there, your arm's completely like backwards, and you're like, hey, I need some help here. And like, what's your reservation?
Arms backwards.
I was going to say, no, don't even get me started without accident and emergency. It's so bad here, you actually have to wait at least 4 hours.
Damn.
Bro, you'd be like dead by then.
I remember sitting in hospital for, I think, 9 hours because I hairline fractured my wrist.
Damn, hairline fracturing. One of my friends got that shit happening. He said it hurt like that.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here. I'm
sitting there.
No, it was really funny. It was just after school, and it turned to midnight by the time we left. And I said, "Can we just have some McDonald's?" I had nothing to eat.
Bro, turns out
they
by
basically
the time the
starved
got there,
me.
It was already healed. By the time doctors got there, it's healed. They're like, "Bro, you be too late. It's already healed, my guy."
It's funny because I just
put
said
essential oils on it. Oh no!
I was gonna say anything with natural remedies you can shove up your fucking ass.
I know.
The only time would be if it's actually, medically proven effective.
Yeah.
Like if the actual hospitals and doctors said this one actually fucking works, not like these are the.
I mean, it's like back in the day, like in the Middle Ages, when people were like, "Oh, just the mystics, go to the priests, they'll make you better."
Go to
Say
the
what you will
broke
about...
it 3 times and then do some ungodly things behind the fucking doors.
You could say what you will about herbal remedies, but this Jilly juice, it cleanses me out.
Oh my!
Jilly juice kills someone. Person who makes it. No, it didn't.
I hate
they were
that
actually
stuff.
ill.
They'll kill you. Gives you wicked diarrhea.
I mean, the salt intake. It's just medically proven to kill you if you have it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking ticking time bomb. And also now we can actually fully swear because if we did actually get some sort of money on this, Susan Wojcicki wouldn't be watching. It's up to 2 minutes.
Don't worry. When COPPA comes along, you're just going to have a lot of fun.
I was just saying, it only bothers people in the States. Sucks to be an American content creator, right?
That's what I said. How is this supposed to work for Australia and all that stuff? Whatever.
Sucks to be an American.
I was just saying,
all the British YouTubers are doing the Take the L dance right now.
Everyone in Europe. Oh, you remember when everyone was freaking out about Article 13?
Oh my god, I remember that.
You guys still have that, don't you? Apparently that stuff's still going. It's just really unlikely to happen anymore. I don't know. Maybe
it's like kind of under the belt
Europe,
now. It's like really
for Europe themselves, because we're in our own void right now.
Yeah.
Europe, they all said, right, how the fuck's this going to happen? Because that man's made a meme, and that man's also made a meme, which is the exact same thing. And then Morgs has uploaded a video, and so has Mr. Beast, of the exact same thing. And they're like, now how the fuck do we unfuck the fuckery in this fuckery? And they're sitting there like...
scratching their heads.
COPPA. We'll activate COPPA. And then they realise...
scratching their balls.
Yeah, they're just sitting there trying to nay-nay.
They have a 7-year itch, my guy.
My whole room just went pitch black.
Epic.
When your power gets cut because somebody couldn't murder you, my guy.
Bro, the FBI better jump him.
The
FTC, all the boomers in the FTC found me out are coming to beat me to death.
Going dark.
I was going to say,
to beat me to death with their walkers.
Ain't it like, apparently you can get fired from your workplace for, I don't know if there's a meme or something, but apparently you can be fired from your workplace by saying "okay, boomer" to someone.
Oh yeah, I heard that. If you say it to your boss, I can understand. That's just disrespectful.
I remember hearing it, bro. I said that to my bosses, and they were like, "Okay."
But what if you
started bleeding?
But what if they aren't a boomer? What if they're like 30 or 20?
I feel like it's just an ideology at this point.
I was gonna say
the ideology.
Yeah, it's
some really stupid shit. Like, who fucking thought?
Like furry drama. Like
I was gonna say
2017.
Boomers is another word for cognitive dissonance at this point.
Yeah.
Help me know brain work. That's what it should be.
No, literally, boomer is another word for someone older than you. It doesn't matter how much older. As long as they're older, they're a boomer. That's literally what it's become at this point.
Yo, from the rooftops.
Yo, yell at yeah, boomer.
Your sister's a couple seconds older than you? Boomer.
Goddamn boomers. I hate them. Get off my country.
I've had so many old people ask me where shit is today. Like, now these people.
Baby wipes? I can't wipe my own ass properly.
No, I remember this one time some guy actually asked for adult nappies.
I forgot you guys say nappies. We say diapers over here.
I forgot.
Well, it kind of varies because depending on the product, obviously. I think for adult ones, it's adult diapers. I'm not really too sure. I never actually looked at the product. I never knew where it is. I remember just looking at the same guy in the aisle and I went, I don't know where they are. Know where they are? He's like, yeah, no.
I was trying to hold in my laughter, but the waterfall of tears was really screwing me over there.
The amount of things.
Crud, bro. Crud, bro.
Yeah, there were so many fucking people who asked me. It was really funny. I was just about to finish up doing my work on the tissue aisle. You know, they've got a whole aisle dedicated for it. And this one guy just fucking slipped, and I was like, oh. Some guy dropped a bottle of wine.
He just dipped. He immediately just head out.
It's hard to see the quotation marks between dropped.
No, I remember watching it slip out the fucker's head. That shit just went.
Dude, the guy must have slipped in that, dude. Just shards of glass all up in your back. Ugh.
It was for us.
Man just bleeding his entire back and just covered in blood.
No, is that blood or wine?
Everybody acting gangster until you try and watch the old person reach for something high. So then you have to instinctively walk up and say, "Do you need anything?"
Do you need help with that?
Whenever I see a kid trip, fall, and cry, I start laughing hysterically because it's so dumb.
No,
like whenever one person does
you think that's worse. I was gonna say you think that's worse. Imagine, right? You got kids running through the store, and obviously you're sitting about restocking, and this kid just like runs about halfway through the aisle. Remember how kids are? They just trip out fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So running.
Realize things to trip on.
God puts an invisible foot out and he's like, ha, get right.
Yeah, no, and their dad would like always be running after him, stop, and then you'd always look at them, and then they would look back, and then you do that weird smile, and then you like just continue working. You know what I mean, right?
You just do that like that really innocent smile, like you didn't know
the
it happened.
Smile on your face.
Or you have that like little shocked expression, like, "Ooh, that's not good."
You force yourself to feel pity on them, and then you just get back to work.
I remember I was on break, and I was sitting out, and this kid came by on one of those little scooters. Now, they were like, "Oh wow, look, it's," because they knew some other people who worked there. So the kid looked at us, and it was just by then they lifted the hands off the handlebars so you could just see it start shaking uncontrollably. And by the time it hit a small bump, the kid just went, and I was like, uh-oh.
The triple bounce.
So they rolled about 2 times, and I said to myself, right, don't laugh.
I'm
Don't.
I'm gonna run straight to the bathroom to laugh, and then I'll help him out.
Yeah, no, I was eating lunch, so I was like, don't spit any of my food out, because this is pretty kind of funny. Focus on chewing and make yourself look a bit sharp.
Focus on chewing and swallowing the food. Focus on digestion.
Chew and swallow. Chew and swallow.
Awkward silence.
No, when you started mentioning that kid,
chew and swallow.
When you mentioned that kid on a scooter and rolling around, I'm not gonna lie, but I just imagined a little fat kid on a rascal, and I remembered, oh wait, that's not America.
No, the little fat kid who thought he was like cool because he wore the DC shoes and the Obey cap on his Razor scooter, just going in the school parking lot, fucking like doing some.
You know the one scooter what kids always thought they were hot shit with. What? You know the ones you'd push down on. Yeah, the ones with 3-wheeled, and if you push the back wheel down, it makes sparks.
Yeah.
Those
Oh
ones.
my god. Yeah.
Some kid would always think he was the hottest of shits ever. Like,
then you just light his foot on fire and then just say, "Oops, your scooter's malfunctioning." And then you
I watched some kid eat it on one of those, dude. He was like scraping it, and he did like a straight wheelie and like flew backwards and slammed against the ground. Dude, I was like super scared because I thought he was dead. He was just laying there.
I remember this one kid, bro.
Thought he died.
Our elementary school, for some odd reason, our elementary school is known for being quote unquote dangerous because we had like the really high up monkey bars, and I was like, bro, how the fuck that dangerous? They fall.
We had the high up
monkey
bars over the flaming pit of hell.
No, some kid actually fell and broke his arm on.
Some kid actually one kid who had a fucking ambulance called on. I remember it was just PE. I was sitting out because I remember fucking up my ankle the week before. So they were just like, just don't do it. And I was like, all right.
Just go away.
This kid.
Just leave the school.
They were about nearly the ceiling height. Right? Climb it. And you just see this kid, like, expect something else in front of them. They just went... They weren't in school for about 7 months.
This kid probably broke his back and he fell on it.
3 parts of his back. 3 parts.
The kid looks like a Lego guy dying in a Lego game.
You know, I was expecting to like fall. I shit you not. As a kid, I was like, this is when like I didn't really grasp the concept of dying. You know, Lego games, I thought they'd just fall apart.
Yeah, and then just respawn. Gamers don't die; they only respawn.
I just expected still death to be permanent, but I'd expect them to die as if you was a Lego character. So I sort of just fucking hit the ground. I was like, "Where's the part where they just explode into pieces?"
Why is he still intact? Damn it!
Hit the ground.
Damn it! I missed my chance to witness the death of this man.
Good dang it! What do I do now? That was what I was harping on.
Young Halo just falls and starts crying because he wanted to see him die. He wanted to see his man split up.
So that's, but at least we got Roblox for that.
I didn't see this. I remember a while ago, a bunch of teenagers of Vaseline in the monkey bars.
I was going to say, speaking of which, obviously I got my first pay. Now it's 2:30 in the morning. This is when my pay comes in. If I was with a different bank, it would come earlier, but my mind's just weird. 2:30. So
your bank is on the underground, bro.
So I checked my bank around 2 hours. Like, okay, nothing's in. I'll chill out for a little longer. I was watching something. Half an hour passes by. Okay, I'm going to check it now. Boom, been paid. I'm just like, right. I've got to be really serious here. What should be my first ever purchase with my first ever pay? Ding! Robux.
Robux.
I shit you not. That was I went on to fucking Roblox. The first ever thing I bought with my first pay was fucking Roblox.
He walked over there, his arms like in front of him like some zombie. His eyes were like all swirly. Must buy Robux. First paycheck.
He's full on in like denial and like delusional. He thinks he's in his own world. Like
it was really funny. Cause I was almost crying laughing after I hit pay. And
I just wasted my paycheck. Yeah.
I mean, it was only 400 Robux. That's going to be like the ongoing tradition. Every month I get paid, I'm just going to like buy 400 Robux.
I was scared you guys say something like you bought like 100,000. I was like, wait, I was going to be like,
no, I have things. Gone. I have things I want to actually buy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, did you know Staples actually handle shipping orders?
I think so. I think I heard about that.
Did you know Staples absolutely dog shit at handling shipping orders?
Yeah, because
hey, you want to know something really shit about Staples orders if you're international as well? What? They'll never give you the shipping price immediately.
You have
to go through the fucking checkout, pay for the items you want, right, in your basket. It will say nothing for shipping, so you hit OK. And then they send you an email saying, once it arrives to the Staples depot for it to be sent off, will they give you the price?
That's so scummy. That's so scummy.
I don't think that's legal, is it? I don't know.
Well, for you fuckers, it is. For some reason. Every other online store I've shopped with it within the States, right? They'll always say, right, because you're international, here's your price. You know, here's obviously international like shipping and things.
Bro, you need to get this that one radio host and get your consumer rights, bro. You need
I was gonna say I don't think it would work because it's international orders. But either way, I thought I still
get
think
your consumer rights.
Staples, get your fucking game up. Jesus Christ! If you're gonna give shipping, come on, give it like straight off the bat when I'm in checkout. Because now I've got to wait to fucking pay 50 fucking bucks for shipping, when they should have just fucking thrown it on with the price because it would have been cheaper.
Yeah.
So now I've got to be shot in the knees again with fucking fees.
Staples just shoots you in the knee.
Cursed onto you.
I was going to say,
what was that?
You see, whenever I buy stuff from that store, they always shoot me in the fucking kneecaps. Like, they'll always kneecap me, hands down, when I buy stuff. I ordered a jacket.
At this point, you don't even have a knee. You have like a big, like,
I'm walking up there with the money and they shoot me the damn kneecap to send a message.
I was going to say, the next thing... So I think the most they've charged me is about $60 for shipping.
Damn.
Jesus.
For maybe a small like package kind of size. We're talking
like what, like a couple of
they spend on the
maybe
purchase?
About a forearm length. So
okay, that
60 centimeters at least.
Jesus, that's just full on highway robbery, my guy. That's highway robbery, my God.
When they brought it to you, did they give you like a BJ or something? Jesus Christ.
They bring a couple strippers.
I was going to say, hey, hopefully it arrives before my birthday because I really want the fucking delivery man to sing me happy birthday whilst I beat the shit out of him.
If he shows up while we're singing happy birthday, I'm going to throw him off the damn roof.
I was going to say, no, the worst thing is... not just that,
curb stomp them.
Because I've got everything already paid for, I have to pay shipping, and then when it comes into the country, I've then got to pay import fees. Customs taxes and import fees.
Jesus.
How much extra was that shit?
How much money was the total?
Yeah.
The last orders I've had, the most expensive one so far, charged me about $70 shipping, and I had to pay $30 for fucking customs tax when it came into the country.
Jesus.
That was from the actual government itself. Like, yo, you need to fucking pay these, chief. And I was like, bruh.
You're like laying there all kneecapped. You're laying there, you've been kneecapped, and like the government pulls you by the hair to a curb, puts your teeth on its stomps.
No, at that point,
well, at least with the government, at least with the government,
the Staples.
I was gonna say, the Staples don't do anything about the fucking customs fees. They don't tell you any. They don't even say, "Hey, here, let us pay for it for you," which you would be like, "Okay, that's a bit cooler." But you know, the
Staples shot out your kneecaps, and the government shot out your feet.
But this is the funnier part. You buy the items, then you can, once they send you the email to say, "Oh, all your shit's at the store. This is how much it'll be." You can either accept or decline it. Motherfucker, if I've spent $200 on stuff, I would like to have it sent to my house. Why do you give the option to stop it? Someone's going to be sitting there like, I've changed my mind, I don't want it now. Oh, wow, look at that. You just spent...
You spent over $100 to send it right the hell back, dude. You might as well just take it at that point.
Might as well just take the fucking stuff.
I was thinking for a fun theme, next time I get paid, should I buy a Bad Dragon toy just to fuck around with it?
Oh my God.
Let's buy
the funniest conversation.
Halo, you could actually use that to your advantage. Like, you buy from Staples there again, you threaten the guy with that. He ain't gonna make you pay shipping, bro.
I was gonna say, unless he's like one of those weirdos who are like, don't threaten me with a good time. And unless that shit's perfectly shaved.
That's when you just shoot him. That's when you just shoot him because he's too far to be on the earth anymore. Just shoot him.
I was gonna say there's to some extent. I mean, yeah, you can say don't threaten me with a good time, but if you ain't shaved there, then hell no, I'm out. You just see the revolving doors spinning viciously. You just hear hell no, I'm out.
You see, like, there's some papers on the ground, like loose papers. You see those kind of like fly up because you're running so fast. You're like carrying some weight with you. You see like papers and receipts kind of like move.
It's fucking great.
You Naruto run out of there. You
Here's a quick question.
Go for it.
Let's say you finally hit, let's say you're about to have a child, right? You're super excited to have this child. You're like, yes, after all these years, we finally have a child. 9 months later, you're like, let's name him Humphrey.
Right. Now, there's some other weird names.
Let's name Horatio, bro. Let's name Horatio.
I was going to say Horatio. I mean, Chase is again weird. Quick, chase him.
Yeah.
Turn around and be like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
He just
chase that man. Crying. He's like, who? Someone Chase.
The only people with the name Chase have some form of ADHD.
I was going to say, it's like that one. No, it'd always be that one kid who always thinks he's hot shit in school.
But then he becomes really overweight, and everyone just kind of clowns on him for it.
Yeah, they're my real friends.
I remember, oh my god, there was one fat kid in my 8th grade, and his name was Matthew.
Max with the fucking god complex, though. Bro, they god complex.
His name was Matthew, Max. And we clowned. And right after Hurricane Matthew happened, we started clowning on him, being like, "Oh, look, Hurricane Matthew's coming." You hear this guy going thud, thud. This fat fucking kid named Matthew.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
The real question is, what do you? Okay, imagine being named Matthew, right? Okay, so how do you shorten that name? You switch it to Matt.
Matt.
But it'd be like M-A-T.
Oh no, M-A-T-T. Some people go M-A-T-T. Like some people with the name Elliot. Some people have
Matthew.
2 T's. Some people have 1 T's, or some people with 2 T's, shorten it to 1 T, but their full names with 2 T's.
All right. See, now there's something here. Now this is something that always messes me up.
The God hypothetical. You should tell them the God hypothetical.
No. I'll bring that up some other time, and we're not. When we all want to keep our mental states. But the thing is,
that wouldn't be too good for here anyway. We'd probably get shot by Susan.
Yeah,
it gave me an aneurysm. I'm being serious. It made me have cardiac arrest.
There are those names, right? That they're so obviously for kids. How do you grow out of these names? Like names like Gavin. How do you grow out of
Gavin?
Gav. Because anyone with the name Gavin here is a fucking fucknut.
What's your name? Gavin. What? How do you grow out of that name?
You turn into Gav.
Gav? It just sounds like someone's like, "Hey, what's up, Gav? How you been?" It's like,
then that's where you turn into Gav. Like Gavin from Gav to then G.
Just say, "What's up, G?"
Gav. Okay, I'll be honest. Gav sounds like an emo name. I'm being dead serious. Like Gav sounds like.
It was always that
one emo name, but
no, it'd always be that one kid called Sam.
That one
Sam
kid named
was
Sam.
Always
Sam Hyde.
The
Sam
greasy
Hyde,
kid.
Bro.
Oh no, that would be like a Mike, wouldn't it? Like it's always a Mike.
That'd
or
be a Mike.
Yeah, it's
not
always...
a Michael. Not a Michael, but just someone named Mike, M-I-K-E, but not a Michael, because a Michael. Okay, a Michael. He's fairly normal, but over time he gets overall weirder and emo until you just don't want to associate with him anymore.
He's that one guy who has that really worrying brony phase, but his overall color palette changes from an average color palette to My Little Pony with emo colors, and then the emo colors take over, but he's still in denial of being in the My Little Pony.
Yeah, he starts turning into Black Spider-Man.
But anytime,
then the kicker is he stops being a brony, and then he gets even more emo, and then you're like, yo, is he about to shoot fucking school up or
motor
is this gonna be 13 reasons why my guy is gonna be season 2 of 13 reasons
you
why.
are my 13th reason.
You are my 13th reason.
If someone walked up to me and said that, I'd be so scared. I wouldn't know what he was talking about. I'd convert religions.
Yeah. The first thing I think about is, I'm on a list, bro. I'm on a list.
Either I'm on a list,
assassinate me.
Either I'm gonna die or he's gonna die. But either way, I'm going on a list.
I was gonna say it's always. I was gonna say, what is the other kids who like always do some weird shit?
Wouldn't it be like a Calvin? Like a Calvin.
Calvin?
Calvin's like that one kid. He's that one kid who always thinks he's hot shit. That's about it.
Yeah, there's people named Calvin. Wasn't Leafy? Wasn't
I don't know, and I don't really care. I was gonna say I don't really care about him because of the fact of he's dead anyway. Like fucking channel went your yeet, so why should I care?
Bro, you know that one Billy the Fridge killed him. You know, Billy the Fridge fucking sat on him.
Oh
bro.
Yeah, Billy the Fridge.
Billy the Fridge.
They're bad.
Man was a donut on a necklace. This man has a chain necklace with a fucking donut on it.
Here's something, right? Never mind, I lost it.
I'm consulting mums365.com for the top 100 boys' names. How about Liam?
Liam? Yeah. Liam.
I mean, they're just like I've never seen a Liam before. I don't think.
Liam is like.
He would be that one kid that always like start fights.
He's
like a really chill guy, but like
Liam's that one Irish guy who grows up to be an actor.
Liam Neeson, dude, eating potatoes.
Liam Dore. How about Benjamin?
Benjamin. At that point,
Benjamin.
You know, they want them to have high hopes, but just gets
Benjamin is that one guy who like seems extremely like happy and kind of like full of life at first, but then like once he shortens his name to Ben, he becomes like depressed. Once he shortens his name to Ben, he doesn't become depressed, but he becomes like really like kind of out of it.
Jaden.
Okay,
God,
so here's
Jaden.
something. Any of the
so
before
motherfucker's name's already got a story arc. The motherfucker's name's already got a story arc.
Before we talk about like all these, apparently the most hated names in the world are like 3 Aiden names: Jaden, Aiden, and like I think Braden or something like that.
Bro, imagine flexing your name when it's Aiden. Imagine trying to flex name Aiden. Caden.
The names Aiden, Caden, and Jaden are the most hated names either in the world or in America.
How about Isaiah? There's always that one kid named fucking Isaiah.
Isaiah's like.
I know
Isaiah's like basically the one foreign exchange student who like tries to fit in super well, and you know he's trying, but
dude, every Isaiah I know are really cool.
It turns out overall that he doesn't.
Every Isaiah I know are badass. Like one of them's like I think one of them's going to like
about
the National Guard, and then the other one's one of my dad's friends. He's really chill, except for the fact he has huge schizophrenia. But I mean, that's something else.
He's on the fucking skis.
He's on the fucking meds.
He's on his fucking meds.
What do we do?
He's on his meds.
He's on his fucking meds.
All right, here's a funny disease. Let's say like you're sitting there every day, you have to take like a pill, but you don't know what happens. So you're like, oh, I'm not gonna take this pill today. You don't take the pill, you turn to Godzilla.
Did you actually hear about that kid who thought that those, like, you know those multivitamins, those gummies that he thought they were candy, ate like a bunch, and fucking his bones broke. His bones full on broke.
You know what actually happened to him? You know what actually happened? His bones hit the ground too hard before he did.
Oh God,
his bones really hit the ground too hard.
I remember I watched about this like grandma who ate like cookie dough, not every day, but like every time she made cookies, she ate cookie dough. And I don't remember what happened, but she basically got herself fucked. She basically shot herself in the foot by eating cookie dough.
She shot herself in the foot while eating cookie dough. So she usually spins around a little pistol while she's like doing it some badass. Goes, all right. Here's a little fun topic. All right, so let's say.
So when we're gonna roast characters. That's how we do every episode.
Here's some fun topics. Let's say you had to come up with a cartoon on the spot. What do you make it about?
Well,
porn.
I was gonna say, what do we have? Because before we make that, we've got to set the era for it, right?
Yeah.
Who's it marketed towards?
I was gonna say. I'm thinking if it's going to be based around porn, the 2000s, because the internet was booting, starting to fucking pick up. Canada was like, why don't we actually make a place for all this pornography to go?
Dude.
And then, porn directors, my guy, they were fucking making bank.
Sleazy,
bro. Those motherfuckers with the dodgy 2000 camcorders, they were making fucking bank.
It was like
cash
and the average video was like 240p and like 480 if you're lucky.
Like 480, yeah, if you had
if you're rich enough. So
4K,
the amateur ones were like
480p there.
Like the amateur was like 240p. Yeah, like what the amateur, like professional was 480p or like 360 if you're like lower end of professional. But amateur was always like 240p.
If I ever
always recorded off like the
all my
flip
music
camera.
videos are gonna be 240.
Yeah, the flip phone camera.
It's from the fucking flip phone camera, ain't it?
Or like the first iPhone camera, or like the first
even the
iPhone
first
camera.
iPhone camera's got a better fucking quality than that.
Yeah. Bro, I was actually watching the reveal of the first iPhone again. I gotta say it's aged a lot, but it's aged okay.
I mean, that's why they
That's
why they noted a lot to the iPhone when they had the iPhone X. Obviously, 10 years before, iPhone 1, iPhone 10.
Yeah.
It coincided a lot with each other, and they hinted at a lot of stuff from when Jobs was still, doing his job.
Yeah.
Rip the man, though. He done some real good shit.
Yeah, he's a badass.
He
was a badass. Except for the fact he believed in faith healing and died of colon cancer because of it.
Well, no, he just refused the, one of the transplants would have helped him. But now we've kind of got this weird old man.
Tim Apple.
Just fucking Tim Cook.
Thank you, Tim Apple.
You whisper to yourself, you're on your fucking knees. Thank you.
You're just on your knees, praying. You're basically praying.
Tim Cook.
If these podcasts fucking take off and I make some serious bank, that's it. We're making an actual fucking studio somewhere.
Make a studio, bro. We launch several corporations, my guy.
No,
we have a monopoly over YouTube. We have a monopoly over YouTube.
Susan
Wojcicki ain't got shit on us.
Apparently it's pronounced Walcho Kiki or something like that.
No. We become like Catherine the Great. We'd be kind of pulling the strings behind the Russian throne, even though we're not emperors.
I'm very sorry. My husband died of hemorrhoids. I swear.
No, we're just gonna pull the Henry VIII. I'm just gonna marry a shit ton of people, divorce them, fucking just kill them.
No, and I'm divorced. I create my own religion to divorce. I
create
a new branch.
The man weren't greasy. He was always clouted out. Man was always mixing.
Bro, I'd be the type of guy to become
Victorian and Tudor time England. Always so if you're fat, you're wealthy. So.
Yeah.
But now,
just like nowadays, JK.
I was gonna say nowadays it's you can be fat and be broke. What the fuck?
Yeah, we got more inclusive. What do you mean?
We got more inclusive. We need equality for both fats and thins.
You can now be fat without being wealthy.
But
cool good.
But no, it's called. No, what was that Flash game about that guy? Oh fuck, what was that called? That really fucking popular Flash game. You went to the gym and shit, and you became full on fucking beefcake type guy.
Oh my god, those douchebag Paradise
games
the douchebag so bad. I hated all of them. They were so
Bro,
ugly.
the funny thing was, right? I had how how it was when you get your first computer. You download everything. You have no sense of what things do. Ooh, free iPhone. You fill it out.
Not a virus.exe. Listen.
You download something, you're like, trying to download a fucking Minecraft mod.
Download extra gigabytes of RAM.
I was never a kid to fall for them though.
Yeah.
That was the one thing what my brain always clicked with and was something ain't right with these.
Yeah,
here I am trying to get Halo 2 for free.
Me trying to get Halo 2 for free, my god.
Fast forward and now here I am with a podcast almost a fucking year old.
Almost a year old. Man, time just flies, man. 1 second you're
But
kicking the football,
going back
next
to like the
second you're
Kings
kicking a body
thing,
into the
bro,
ocean.
I'd be the type of guy to become Louis the 14th, where I just assert my dominance over every noble by basically being like, all right, I want you to fucking eat.
Just be
and
Greek.
once you get full,
fuck everyone.
Yeah. Just be Greek. Just be Roman and then fall because of the Byzantines. Then basically scare Europe because of that. And they go into the fucking Dark Ages.
Everybody gangs into a Roman spot.
We're a republic. Look at the trade routes. The Byzantines, bro. I'm gonna fuck y'all up. Rome.
Suez Canal
exists. We're an empire now.
Suez Canal exists.
Canal exists. And then there's the Mongols who are like, I'm gonna butt fuck all of you. And then they just die kind of after a couple of years.
They,
and they're like,
they died of like,
they
the
gone
lack
now.
of like knowledge. They just killed themselves.
They did.
It's like playing Civ Rev and like completely forgetting it. Like medicine.
What I kind of find funny is the fact that they were mostly nomadic, and then yet they're like, oh, agriculture, fuck that. We're just gonna take over places regardless. And they just go like, bro.
Oh my God.
Also them. Yo, I'm kind of hungry. Also them. Yo, I'm dead.
Also them. Hey, we have cancer. Let's just give it to everyone.
We got some STD. Oh, we don't know about it because we don't have any idea.
I really like how I know quite a lot about history, but every single time someone talks about history, it's always something I've not learned about. So, just like right now, I'm so confused on what you guys are saying. I'm like, wait, what? You're talking about
Bro, you know, the funny thing is when they first made the toilet, they were like, there's a bunch of methane. Who cares? Then we go into the tunnels and we have oil lamps. Bruh, methane with fire.
I was going to say, imagine being the shit sweep in the Tudor era. You were the first kid to fucking die. Yo, where's Timmy? Timmy's down in the shitter, my guy. He's in the suicide.
Imagine your toilet exploding because of the methane buildup, and then you just happens to be an open flame near it.
It'd be the whole fucking sewer what goes. Oh, it's a bit dark today. I'm gonna light this match.
Bro, Britain is bro.
Dude,
Britain
I really like this. I really like this alternative ending to Shawshank Redemption that you guys are talking about right now.
Now for our usual character bashing, and we've already done our porn mention, you know.
Yeah.
Character bashing. Imagine having a snow leopard.
A snow leopard? Oh my God! Being Mike Tyson, getting your ass beat because you're like super cocky.
Imagine being from like Northern Europe, but just below like fucking Norway, like in between Norway and fucking Germany. Imagine being the buffer zone.
Imagine if like if Germany just like kind of went, I'm gonna just take this.
Imagine Germany your country being named after. Imagine your country being named after a way to. I mean, we just like, bro, we have no chill. We just attack everyone. We have no chill.
Sort of world-related event. Oh, World War One. Hello, Poland. We'd like to be your friends, and we're also putting you on siege.
Imagine being in
Poland. You're at gunpoint. Give us help.
Give us help or give us death.
Let's be actually honest, but let's be frankly honest, but imagine your country being named after a way to describe the private parts of a woman. Because the Netherlands can also be a way to describe a woman's private parts.
Imagine trying to remember all your notes by naming countries after them.
Imagine being from Spain. Imagine being from
Spanish people are fucking weird. And especially, character
vacuum cleaners, mom screaming.
That's Mexico, my guy. That'd be that one kid just by the border of Mexico. Like he's bought himself an Xbox from the nearest Microsoft store across the fucking border. Mama, I need Xbox Live. I need Xbox Live. Mama,
sure, Mama. Vacuum cleaner going, dog barking,
the Xbox 360 Connect. You're fucking like yappy chihuahua in the background. You got like
your vacuum cleaner. You got a vacuum cleaner, a really noisy one.
Out of all the characters you can choose, right? Yeah. Any animal pick one off your head right now. Go for it.
Got it. Wait,
probably a dog or like a canine,
say it out loud.
like a canine or a feline.
Crocodile.
Right. Now, you've immediately made something which is a lot more interesting than a bunny.
Right? Yes. A dinosaur, a T-Rex.
I mean, dinosaurs and things, obviously, they're just boring, right? With the furry movies and things like that, they've made foxes too boring, right?
Yeah.
You see, bunnies because of Zootopia, right?
Yeah.
And if your character is any, really generic or just in general, based on its real colors, you're going to end up having a bad time when it comes to other characters. Or other colors for your character. If it's a snow leopard, for example, you're locked to one color, really. And if someone else has this snow leopard with the same color hair as yours, oh, fucked.
I mean,
I'm
trying to convey how white they are. I have to say a southern leopard.
But, I don't understand.
A white leopard in general. A white leopard in general.
Right, they'll be like, yeah, this is a snow leopard, and then someone else will be like, yeah, this is my snow leopard, and then they'll be like, you've stolen my character, and you're like, no.
Excuse me,
no.
But there's a lot of different fucking animals out there. You could have chosen any one of them, but you copied me.
Yeah, they always pull like, you copied me bullshit.
Vice versa.
And that's when you can pull two things. Either check both of the characters' creation dates, or two, thoroughly inspect both characters to see any correlation, right?
Or
that's
both.
Where it's really useful to have different markings on things. I mean, fuck it, genetics and things happen. Some characters,
a circle, a black circle.
I mean, maybe
spot.
it's a birthmark. Boom, easy.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of discolored fur, then it's a birthmark, something like that.
Another scar. They just have their tails gone. Yeah, it's a war scar from Vietnam.
So I mean, you can think of things like that to immediately make
no legs. They have no legs.
Well, you can say they have fake legs.
There was a short period of time where my friend was sending me a bunch of images of Nazi My Little Pony OCs, shit there's this one picture
so weird.
And
I remember
seeing it on
4chan.
This was something that broke my brain. It was genuinely horrifying.
You just laugh. It's horrifying.
I'm trying to say it in a way so this video can stay up.
Then just
describe it in 5 words or less.
Describe it in 5 words or less. Okay. Utterly horrifying to look at.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to explain it really. So
I remember. Okay.
Dad
I remember.
Just kind of standing there, holding like a human pet, as their Boy Scout looking kid. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that doesn't sound too bad. Well, the dad was in full Nazi gear, and the kid was a Hitler Youth. I was like, ah.
All right, that just sounds like some My Little Pony fandom stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, it just sounds like
character bashing for a second.
That sounds like
character bashing.
Sorry,
with every other kind of animal species, including foxes, dogs, and things like that, right? Dogs and things like that in general.
We should just put canines in general.
You can have stripes
because that's just become. I was
say you can have stripes, dots, but some people don't have stripes and dots, and unique markings where you'll see the character and go, yeah,
like a tattoo. You could say, oh, that's a tattoo that the character got. No.
Yeah, and the likelihood of someone else having that or a look-alike
and also
to one
not
of the
only
parts
that, but those the good thing about adding those markings is it can just make your story a bit more creative because you say, oh, here's a tattoo from why do you get the but
stripes
still there could be a
but if you like our mascot, what I theoretically made a good while ago, you can build a story with your character. Yeah. You know, you can build your character base and outline. Be like, oh yeah, he's going to be like, I don't know. You can be like, oh, he's a twin-tailed fox, but he lost his main tail from abuse or some shit like that, right? And you've immediately made a unique part story. Of your character, right? Because he used to be twin-tailed, but now he's got maybe a partial bit of a tail or no tail at all. So he's only got one now, right? You see in that context.
Yeah.
Whereas at this point, we should just be like, there's no excuse for not having a. We should just be like, there's no excuse for not having a creative backstory because there's so many options. There's absolutely so many options. There's not really much of an excuse.
Average 9 to 5, like average Joe life, right? And you can still make it interesting. Maybe if you wanted to, right? He works a really boring day job. You can even personify that with like bags under his eyes.
Yeah. Or like
he never looks happy in any piece you get. You know, any picture never looks happy.
Yeah, but I don't really find that generic. I know the generic thing I find is like, oh yeah, he's a fox. He's this tall. These are the cover of his eyes. Go from there. Clothes. It's like with no backstory. That's why I consider generic.
I was to say the only time I'd see that acceptable is if you just made the character or you just don't have a brain. Oh, it's really funny. I fucking saw this a little while ago, but it just popped into mind. Someone is charging people for character consulting.
That's so disgusting.
30 fucking euros for a whole hour worth of character consulting.
Consulting?
Where they'll ask you questions about your character to help coincide with each other.
It's basically helping to make a story, a backstory with your character, information to give your character. They're charging basically to ask questions to help you find out that. It's so it's I'm not gonna say it's a scam, but it's just so scummy. It kind of is, but it's just scummy.
If I was getting some sort of consultation with that, right, with 30 fucking bucks, I would at least want some sort of like piece in return.
All the stuff you could buy with 30 bucks. I mean, why would you spend it on that?
Yeah, I mean, even
there's always like general, you can't think of something, but even then, even then, you can always think of something if you think hard enough. You can always especially when it comes to, like a character backstory or even just information about the character. You can always think of something.
You can always start from the
character from birth. To draw the picture for you, and then you create your own story. Like what?
Yeah, no, that's how most people. That's how most people usually get their character. Or obviously, they'll go to an artist and be like, "Hey." Obviously, if you've got no character, you can be really descriptive. And if they're cooperative enough with you, they'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And you can ask, hey, can you just fine-tune these bits? And they'll be like, okay. But then, with the character, then you can go, right, now, it's existent. We can now work on its life. Now you can start in like many ways. You can do it like in a big little autobiography story, or you can break it down into sectors of like key events. So throughout his childhood,
timeline, basically a timeline of his of like key events that happened in his life. Yeah.
So you can be specific with dates. Oh, he's like 2 years and 3 months. He lost his family member or some bullshit like that, right?
No matter how generic it is, it can't be about as bad as those people who spend $30 goddamn dollars on a character consultant.
I was gonna say, if you fucking spend any sort of money on like consulting for a character, why?
I mean,
you deserve to get scammed.
If you're getting there's always the chance that you could be just buying art and it'd be like, oh, the artist would be like kind of like wrecking, like maybe the artist sees that you're having trouble and be like, I'll throw this in for no money extra, just like something extra, But even then, it's like
most artists, it's like usually like they'll ask about they're just a character in general. Like, the only time you really want to use the story is if either you're posting like something what coincides with the character, i.e.,
or if you're just like making an account, like an RP account or something like that, like on Twitter, like let's say Instagram,
or if your character's engaged or married. You can have that proposal piece, and then whenever you have your real wedding or something like that, if your characters get married, boom, you can have a wedding piece.
How adorable. Let's get our characters married.
I mean, it's a good way to, prevent you people from doing some weird shit with your significant other, though. Especially if they've got an account on there and they always post pieces. And that's the one thing you should always concern over.
Imagine being that one crusty kid who constantly goes onto like freaking like what are they called? Discord chats, like a roleplay Discord chats, and they just go around looking for girls, and so like they pretend to be girls. And shit.
Oh god. No, that's what we call Red.
Oh no, he weren't even that. Red wasn't like. He just had like a. It was always funny. He always had like a woman, any sort of like feminine or just woman furry picture, right?
Yeah.
And he would always, role play as them, right? Again, someone else's OC, right? He just went on Google, put in sexy furry or some bollocks like that.
Sexy furry girl.
Yeah, no, and he's like scrolled down Google Images for about 5 seconds.
Goes to Rule 34.
No, he doesn't do that. He just goes on Google Images with safe search off, and he scrolls down for about a majority of 5 seconds, picks one, and goes, I have this one.
Probably now in incognito mode.
This one's going to be me. This kangaroo with big boobies would be me.
I mean, that would be an experience and a half, to say the least, but, dude, free transportation from A to B.
He finds like a wolf or something with like boobs that are like unnaturally big, and you're just like,
yeah, there's a point where it stops looking good.
It
just looks like bad.
It's worse when a good artist makes a good character of their own, right? It posts art with like other really popular artists because they work together and they collab, right?
Yeah.
And you see, you're like, oh, that's kind of cute, or this piece actually looks kind of hot and things like that, blah blah blah. Fast forward a few months, the artist stops. Like fast forward like 3 years, they come back with a normal character piece of that same character, and then they completely redesign it. And immediately by redesigning
Zoe,
you have shot the character in the fucking head.
That's Zoe, my guy.
God, they give it like they give him like a smaller face. They they make their cans the size of trucks.
No, they made like hips really wide. They've gave him some bullshit mythical fucking powers of like, oh, they can do magic now.
God, yeah.
Like, how the fuck?
At all costs.
That's okay. That's what they did with Zoe. I forgot the artist's name. I know I spelled it.
Greco.
Yeah,
He
okay. Yeah, but that's
some
what he did.
Artists like
backstory.
That. They had a very a quite like common face in like this was before Discord and like chat. Chatsy was a thing, but no one used it much. This was when Kick was in its fucking prime.
Oh yeah, Kick. Yeah, I remember.
Now you'd always see someone. Now you'd always see someone with that furry the exact same Zoe furry profile picture, or like a different one.
Yeah.
And you can fast forward down the time. Most people, got their own characters because artists were, artists were popping up everywhere. Yeah. And then people got their own characters.
There were more artists as time went on. As time went on, more artists more people became artists.
And it's nice to see that because, people were making it their life. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, they were opening up Patreons.
They're happy with it. They're happy with it.
The people who do subtle right? The people who do subtle redesigns with their characters are the ones who deserve points. If you completely redesign your character,
then
if you completely redesign it, keep the core of that character with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're special.
Let's say, for example, you had, like a slim, really underbuilt fox or some bullshit like that, and you went right.
We got Zoe.
No, you're gonna say, right, I'm gonna tone that up, but I'm gonna keep that core. So I'm gonna keep him slim but masculine. Boom, you've revamped your character. You can change, hair and things because it's hair. You change that.
Haircut. You got you got a buzz cut, my guy.
Yeah, he used to have. He was like. That kid, that fox was, short, underbuilt,
he used to have
slim,
the 1980s,
right?
like really like the 1980s, like long kind of like disco type but then he went in the military, so he got buzz cut now.
But now, he's grown. He's got a different haircut. He's built up now, right? Boom.
Yeah.
You've redesigned your character without killing your character.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you're like the guy with Zoe, who completely redesigns, immediately kills the character, or makes it so disgusting that people who actually like the character don't like it anymore.
Yeah, it's where people over-sexualize the character.
Yeah.
Because,
disgusting,
the character went from, like your typical, like run-of-the-mill baby, they're using the word baby. Yeah, I know, I'm a fucking boomer now. But, you'd see the word babe and you see this, like, curvy, like slim woman, really nice looking, right?
Yeah.
But like natural. It looks fairly natural. It looks like
a fox with tits natural. Looks really natural.
Like an actual like magazine woman. They would look like a woman off of the magazines, the average.
Like a men's health type thing, like a men's or like a woman's health magazine cover.
So you'd see them and you go, oh, they actually look nice. That's what the character pretty much felt like. But then they went, okay, let's go overkill on the hips and overkill on the tits, and let's give them the ability to summon fucking fire. Right? And the only thing that stood with that character, I don't even think it stands now, but it's the tattoo marking on its back.
Yeah, and the colors, of course.
Yeah, like black and red, but now most people, including myself, have a character. Everyone's like, the easiest way to be a famous furry, I figured it out. But it requires a lot of money.
Yeah.
You buy from the most notorious artists there is.
Make it your own.
Easy. Well, that's pretty much it.
If you get it from the biggest artists out there, you are immediately famous.
Yeah, pretty much.
What
was that one artist's name? What was it? He was a Tumblr artist. I remember that. He was like really like kind of like famous Tumblr one. And if I remember, he joined the server at some point. Not this server, but the shitporium. He just left.
He wasn't an artist.
Or what was
it? Was just some kid running a furry porn page on Tumblr and Instagram.
Yes, but what was his name? I completely forgot.
But the funnier thing is, I'm pretty sure he's just stopped on both. Hold on, let me just. No, I remember he's completely gone. He's like disappeared, like as if someone had killed him.
I think I remember. Yeah, he disappeared completely. I think it was because of once Tumblr, enforced anti-porn.
Okay, no, that's everyone thinks. Oh, it's the anti-porn. Well, you're still allowed porn on there. It's just because most companies don't. They use Tumblr for shit themselves.
So on Tumblr, they completely banned NSFW content on there, and like they said, like after they sold it, they said no, we're not bringing it back to like the other company. Yeah, people like NSFW channels.
It's still on there. If you read term,
it still
says it. So you're in the green. If you had your base on there already, they won't take it off because if you've been on there, I mean, if you're like a furry porn page, then expect to be shot and killed unless you're an artist.
Yeah.
Because
okay. So they always say they exploited a loophole and like we're bringing around a bunch of child pornography, but like, what loophole was it? I never got that explained to me. What loophole let them do that?
Lollies and things like that. They would throw in the age depiction game. They're young, but then people would be like, they look old enough, and then you go.
The thing about lolly hentai is that like you can't ban it because it's not real people.
There is actually laws here. No, there is actually laws here would actually say.
Yeah, I remember actually reading about.
Yeah, there are laws in some here in America.
countries.
No, they didn't do anything against it.
State-wise, it's actually state-wise.
Yeah, it's state-wise. I don't remember which, but if I remember, I read that a few states actually did ban it or like do consider child pornography. I forgot which states, so I think it was.
I don't know.
It's probably those like really Christian states because it's not everywhere. I know that for a fact.
I think it actually fluctuates. Like there was like it really fluctuates. Like
it just depends on whether or not they care.
Some states were mostly left leaning, some were right, like some were there. It was like fluctuating between
some places here. Now, there is a common rule of advice. Not really a common rule of advice. I think this is just by memory. Obviously, if it's lolly stuff, it's usually super frowned on. But if it's odd depicting of actual like sexual acts, what happened on like a video or image, you're fucked. You're actually fucked. You are going to prison for that.
Yeah, that.
They can't catch me if I think about it.
Well, now we can. You're
think about
arrest.
So what you say is that I can still have it in my brain, and they won't know. Okay.
But they all say that until you actually do some really hardcore sexual assault when you get arrested.
Yeah,
that's a full thought crime, my guy. That's whole.
You just run straight up. You run straight up to a police officer. Hey, I'm thinking about lolly hentai right now, but you can't prove it. Runs out of there.
I was gonna say that's when like a fucking in the States you just get shot dead. Because you'd be running up to them really suspiciously. No, you'd be running up to them really suspiciously, so they would immediately reach out for the fucking gun and just blast you.
That's when Halo just gets out a compound bow and just goes whoop.
Excuse me, officer. Do you know where the nearest computer lab is? Why? Look up all it was. Like, wait, what?
They run towards him. He's so fucking just at the library, sitting outside, security. Yo, are these computers in there? Yeah. Why? I'm gonna look at Lolly. I mean nothing. Motherfucker, he's dead on the floor.
Let me take your phone. What's on your phone? Why are you running? Get back.
No, it's like someone else is like robbing a bank, or they're like let's say like the city's like full on anarchy, and the only thing the officer's concerned about is your search history to see if you can look up like someone gets there's an explosion behind him and he doesn't care.
That's your search history, sir?
Yeah. He doesn't even care.
Right? Imagine if
if you will
actually be like, yo, let me see your search history. They'd be like, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. They just quickly delete immediately.
Puts a gun up to my head and says, "Spell Connecticut. Tell my family I love them."
No, it'd just be like, yo, spell Connecticut. You just be like, hold on, let me Google that real quick.
Hold up,
hey Siri. You just pop the Siri.
Okay, Google.
Pops you from having a fucking what's it called?
The good thing is,
I was gonna say, if you have a Pixel 4, if you have a fucking Pixel 4, you need to be shot.
Yeah, because you're just doing. Because at that point, you're doing it just for the fact that it's a newer model, and you don't even care about the actual specs or the actual which is better. You're just doing it.
Here's something I'll get us.
Yeah.
Get us on the back of milk cartons. Erica.
I don't understand, right? How Android users can call iPhone users sheep.
Yeah. What?
Yet Android users are the actual sheep of it. No, like they're the actual sheep because of the fact of they buy the same phone with the same OS.
Yeah.
All the same bullshit. Nothing fancy comes to them. Can they do live photos? Can they actually FaceTime? iMessage games?
Excuse me, sir, but you're going to call me sheep, but yet your phone cannot run any apps that take more than 2 megabytes.
Oh, don't even get me started with, if that SD card breaks.
Oh my god.
Guys, I've lost all my images. My SD card is broken.
My hentai is
Oh no,
gone.
don't even get me started with the guys who would flex that they would be like, yo, I just got Androids.
New Android.
Yeah, Androids have had that feature for years. It's like Face ID, but it took like 5 minutes to fucking work.
Yeah, it took you like 20 minutes of you staring at your damn camera like a fucking buffoon before it's like,
God forbid your hair turns semi-gray because you're old, because you get old, bro. It's not to recognize
you. Have a whole new hairstyle or like one.
I was gonna say their Face ID, like anyone who looked like you. Not even
there's
even
like
a
no
twin,
security.
like not even like a full-on identical twin, but a twin. They'd just be like, look at his phone now.
There's like nothing secure. It's like not
just
even
print
secure.
a picture of his face. No, just like go up to like family portrait. Boom, that's it. You've just got access to
his
phone.
At least Apple, at least the Apple Face ID is like actually like secure when it comes to other people's faces, even if they look slightly like you. At least it's like secure.
I remember when they hired several Hollywood VFX artists to recreate complete renditions of people's faces, and it didn't trigger. I think the likelihood of someone else unlocking your phone has to be almost exactly a lookalike of you, which is slim to none. And I mean slim to none. It's like a tiny fucking like one or maybe a couple of maybe 100 people out of the total fucking population of this planet.
Yeah.
All right, here's something, right? I think you might have heard of this, right? Some dark web garbage. And it's like the Eritas thing. Like, what's this all about? I keep seeing this in my recommendations and all that crap.
I haven't really read up on most of the dark web stuff. It's always some. Is it me or is it this? Right? It's always Android users to read dark web creepypastas.
Well, yeah, because on Android they have no safeguard against the dark web. If you want to get a virus, dude, you just take an Android.
I was going to say, if you want to get a virus, download some. That's the other thing I don't like about Android is the Play Store. You can just download something and that's it. You're fucked.
Yeah. At least with Apple, they like before someone like puts an app there, they're like,
if you click on a shady ad, that's the end. You got to get a whole new one.
I was going to say, at least with the iPhone. It's always funny when the shady ads like, caution, you have a virus on your Android device, and you sit there like, you fucking idiot.
I swear to God, dude, Android users are like the anti-vaxxers.
And then no, and then like, then you just look up because the App Store on Android like really like kind of unrestricted.
You download a fucking
so you look up.
But then you download a virus.
Turns out it's a virus. Yeah, it turns out it's a virus. Yeah,
it's the virus.
It's really a virus. It's the virus of the virus. It's a full-on Trojan horse at that point. Your phone full-on just dies. Your phone just says goodbye and shuts it down.
Face ID, again, with like the Android, you wouldn't have to look at your phone for someone to unlock it. For, Face ID to fully work on this, you have to look at your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking
at look at your arm.
Well, you can. It's actually. No, there's the funny thing is there's a setting where you can turn on and off, obviously, if you're one of those people that lift up your phone and then immediately start texting. But there's a setting where it requires for you to look at it for it to work.
Yeah.
Which is, I respect that, and I keep that on because, you look at your phone, that's the job.
Yeah, it unlocks. Yeah.
Apparently, the Google Pixel has got that, or was it one of the latest phones from like Droid guys, motion detected to wake up. What doesn't work?
Yeah.
Fucking move your phone up to your face. It's just like, what?
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah, wake up, Droid guys. Actually buy a phone that's worth your money.
Buy something that's actually quality.
And that's the other thing is, I don't understand.
You can buy 4 Android phones for the cost of like 1 iPhone. I swear.
But at least with
that's the reason.
I was gonna say, but at least with one iPhone, it will last you your entire fucking time. And the other thing is, what is it with Android users buying the same, like exactly the same phone but a different price, and buying a contract SIM for it when you could just buy the phone with the contract and then boom. You're saving money in the long run.
Yeah.
Contract phones, people always think are useless, even though, you spend a little bit more on the actual phone retail, but you get some useful perks with it,
Yeah.
You can get the latest iPhone, right? With some really good benefits, unlimited texts, unlimited calling, data plans, things like that.
Yeah.
With your Droid guy, all you need is unlimited text because you're going to be texting everyone with your green bubbles because you won't be able to text iPhone users because green bubbles, motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, it's because you're not using iMessage. But the thing is,
I don't speak to anyone who is a green bubble.
I swear to God, if a motherfucker has a green bubble, you best believe I'm pulling up on them.
No, it's worse when you have a group chat of all your fucking school friends, all iPhone users, and then you see has added someone else, and then someone sends a message and you send something and it's in green. You know that's when you got to start cussing them the fuck out. Because they a droid.
All right, here's something. So you know that the guy that's texting you is poor when they have a gray bubble.
It's
like they're broke as hell if he has gray bubbles, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just a droid guy in general, like that's the other thing. I don't understand, you know, with iPhones you immediately get access to one of the most useful fucking features, which is iMessage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, without iMessage, I haven't, you know, if that wasn't a thing, yeah, I wouldn't be able to catch up with people from the States because I'd have to pay some bullshit money.
Yeah.
I ain't spending no money on a phone, hence why I just shoplift my burner phones.
I was gonna say I don't understand. Right, burner phones are funny, but like people need to get
those are like drug dealer phones.
Yeah.
That's just, like they come with 10 minutes preloaded on them. You call someone, throw it out. Say, hey, you want some damn meth?
Stuff, or hey, baby, you want to suck my dick?
Hey, baby, I got $40. What you got? What can your mouth do?
Hey, go. What that mouth do? And as we hit him in the back of the head, drag him into the alleyway, do whatever you want.
It's where you just
imagine being one of those thirsty 40-year-olds.
You give them a run for their money.
That's the funny thing with like droid guys, though. They always do some really sketch shit.
Yeah, droid is just sketch in general. Like, you know someone's sketch when they have a droid.
No, everyone. I mean, like, it's worse when you're faced, or not even, you're on Skype with one, right?
Yeah.
The camera's like 240p, 15 frames, 10 frames a second. Is they giving you a fucking room tour?
See, the thing is, when Droid first came out, it was like new, but then people recognized it was cheap. So they're like, all right, let's just use it for some sketchy shit. It's cheap, so it's not really going to cost us much if we get cars.
The only time I see
it's a burner thing.
Would be acceptable. Would be if you're going into school. For the, like, you know, you're new to school, you got that shitty little fucking Samsung phone what runs Android. Doesn't work half the time. The touchscreen.
No. Like back in the day, you go into school, you have like the phone, but it has like the integrated keyboard where you like kind of like
the BlackBerry,
like that little thing.
So say, bro,
the Blackberries, yeah,
bro. I was one of them kids who had a Samsung Talkin Lite. Them shits were dog shit. These were like the size of your fucking palm.
Look at this kid using a Samsung.
It was really funny. That phone lasted about a majority of 6 months before I got a hand-me-down iPhone 4S, which still works. Yeah. That fucking 4S is a beast. I've dropped that shit so many fucking times. Screen.
Yeah, those old iPhones, they could take a beating, I swear. Like,
yeah.
The world
isn't it because they actually had like?
They say,
isn't it because they actually had like an aluminum case
instead
of like a plastic or glass? Isn't it because like
they say the only things that can survive an apocalypse is cockroaches and iPhone 5s and under?
I was to say
Nokia 3310.
I was to say my iPhone. I used to have an iPhone 5S, and again that was a hand-me-down.
Really solid.
That was a hand-me-down.
The 5Ss were really
and again, there is bumps and scuffs on it, but there's a tiny hairline fracture in the screen, which you have to look at it really closely in the sunlight for you to spot it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's A-okay. Same thing, I think, with my iPhone SE. Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to... let me just use my... the one thing I like about the iPhone 11's flashlight is it's bright as fuck.
You blind yourself, my guy.
Yeah, no, I've blinded myself so many fucking times. Yeah, there's a tiny hairline fracture on the top right hand of the iPhone SE screen.
I do wish I had the 5S because I remember like my brother had a 5S and originally it was gonna be like hand me down to me, but then my parents were like, "Hey, you're gonna get an 8," and I'm like, "Okay."
You're gonna get an 8, kid.
Here
Don't
I was.
complain.
I was with a fucking iPhone SE
originally,
contract.
If I really wanted to, I could have picked out an X at that time. If I really wanted to, I could have picked out an iPhone X, but I didn't because I I was like, it doesn't have a home button, and it's gonna be too much of a learning curve. So I'm just gonna.
But
go
you already
with an 8
headphones,
because,
so you might as well go with an X.
yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
I like how back then the iPhone 5 and under, dude, those things were like indestructible. But like after that, the 6 and onwards are basically made out of paper, dude.
I was gonna say the 6.
They crack.
I was gonna say the 6 can still take a fucking beating. My nephew's
because if I remember, the 6 wasn't.
That's fell off
six
so many times.
Didn't the 6 actually have like a metal home button or like some sort of like metallic home button? But like
I was gonna say it was one of them, yeah.
Yeah, but then like the new one just has
7
like,
and
plastic,
8.
like the 8 just has like a little plastic home button.
I was gonna say that's mainly built in with the screen now. So
yeah.
And now, who needs to worry about a button? But you just swipe up. Right. So, like I say, I used to have an iPhone. Oh, I still have my iPhone SE on because of the fact of I can't be asked to download all my other authentication apps, so I might as well just keep it on.
Yeah.
So I had that phone for 2 years, and I had the world's shittiest data plan for it. What made me hate it?
How bad was it? What was it?
gigabyte.
2.5 gigs?
1 gigabyte a month.
Okay, when was this? Because it feels like back in the day, then I could understand that was okay, but like
this was before
that was now.
November.
Oh yeah. God, that's so
I got an
bad.
upgrade in November, and that was with my iPhone 11. My iPhone, dude, it's a fucking learning curve. Dude, I'm so used to this like prehistoric phone what like doesn't even last the whole fucking day. Light is it was light, but
these phones are older than your grandpa, dude. They got prison tattoos and all that shit.
I was gonna say, my fucking
they got war scars. They got war scars from just daily life of being dropped.
But to say the least,
still my war scars.
Still trying to get used to the 11. Like I've had this phone for 3 weeks, and I'm still learning it.
Yeah, like that. That's the main reason I didn't get the X, because I knew it would be such a big learning curve, and I was like, I would rather just get something I know, so I can just immediately kind of use it to its full potential.
But I've got a good new incentive now. 100 gigabytes of data a month,
which pretty much never runs out, no matter how much.
It's unlimited. It's literally unlimited.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
I think I said I'd have to use at least 4 gigabytes a day. Around, I think it was 4 or 5. I said.
I know we just got done shitting on Android users and all that, but I'm not gonna lie. You've seen those new AirPods, right? The AirPods V2.
Oh,
the button and all that.
I was gonna say that's just the AirPods Pro, because it's the second generation of AirPods. So you got AirPods.
This is the one I have.
I'm not gonna lie.
I still have the second gen.
When I first saw that, they look like some off-brand AirPods. Like the ones with the buds and all that shit. They just look like some off-brand AirPods.
But they both
look like a Samsung.
I was gonna say they have
Samsung version.
perks to them if you was a pretty big tech freak like I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're getting AirPods, it would be a good time to get the Pros. Christmas and Black Friday's coming up, so cope yourself some deals.
See, for me, I got the AirPods 2 at the worst possible time, because like 3 days after I got the AirPods 2, they released the AirPods Pro, and I was like, well, shit, I could have
on the ground
now, couldn't I?
I was actually gonna get them with my pay.
I mean,
but I said,
for me, like,
I just said, fuck it, just get them for me for Christmas, because I don't have anything for Christmas.
I'm a big tech guy, but I'm not like. I'm a big tech guy, but I'm not like, oh, I need the newest thing. Like, for me, like, if the sound quality is good, the battery life is okay.
Dude, imagine having an iPhone SE for 2 years and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for iOS 13, right? With only 1 gig. Then you really start saying you need a new phone. So as soon as they say, here, you want an upgrade? I was like, yes, fucking please, and give me the latest thing. Them, iPhone 11 Pro, me, thank you. Bro, I'm still mind blown with the fucking cameras. The choice of cameras.
See, I remember my uncle came over during actually, we were celebrating my sister's birthday, and I was like, "Ha, you're stuck with the iPhone X," and he just shows me the back, and I see 3 cameras, and I'm like, I literally just got up and walked downstairs to my room, and then just kind of thought for like 30 seconds. Then I walked back upstairs. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat dinner now.
I was gonna say, if you are an Android, okay, I say this. If you are an Android user who is looking to upgrade to an iPhone, I think getting an XR would probably be a good time to.
Yeah, and he literally caught me on that. He was like, "Yeah, I keep up with this," and I'm like, "I guess you do."
Because I mean, the XR and then we just again up to date. I mean, I think if anything from an iPhone 8 onwards would be good for now.
Yeah.
And then I'd say iPhone X onwards.
Yeah.
But again, if you get the XR, you're getting just an iPhone X, but simplified because you have a single camera and a different screen, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The internals are the same, so.
I like how the iPhone 6 came out. Everyone's like, whoa, iPhone 6. And then they came out to 7. Everyone's like, what the hell? This thing's so huge. How do you fit in your goddamn pocket?
I mean, no, the same thing. No, I was going to say, no, that was with the iPhone 6. Everyone freaked out over the iPhone 6
Oh my
Plus.
No. Do you remember how everyone kept complaining about how the design from like the iPhone 6 up to the iPhone 8 was pretty much the same? Like the look, like, you know, like how it looked. Remember how everyone was like complaining?
Normal Coke.
And then me, I'm like, well, you had the 4 and the 5 and the SE, which pretty much look the exact same. And you
I was going to say, but you
excuse.
I was going to say you excuse the SE because
it's nostalgia.
The name,
built off
the name is special edition because it's the power of the 6S inside an iPhone 5 case.
Yeah.
Which I fucking adored. Like,
I love
that was the one reason. Because I didn't want to get rid of
like 5K.
Apparently there was rumors at the time, and apparently the rumor mill keeps going. Apparently they're doing another SE.
SE2, yeah.
But I really wanted it to be when the iPhone X's came out.
Do you
if it was when the iPhone X's came out, I would have shit myself because it would have been like announcing the iPhone 6. I've misread that. The SEX
is out.
Bro, but you know what I mean? Like, if they announced the new SE, I would have got that. Because I'm still learning how to hold my my fucking 11. Like,
how to hold your SE, a YouTube guide by an Indian dude.
Like, because this phone's bigger and it's heavier, and obviously
remember that one video? Derek, remember that one video I showed you? iPhone a taller change, like that.
Yeah,
where the guy's like walk all straight.
Down his pocket, and he's like waddling away
because it's so long.
I was gonna say, I think I've seen a few of them jokes.
With
I find it funny
reception, you see like this big spaceship coming out of his ear.
I was gonna say people who are like, oh, the phones are turned into tablets, and I'm like, not really. They're being the maximum they can be for a pocket, but still be enough to hold.
What do you think we can still do with like phones? Because it seems like we've gotten about as far as we possibly can with these.
We've gotten to a climax. We've gotten to like a climax. Because not the stalemate.
Yeah, now it's just like releasing a new phone every year for like relevance, just like reality.
I was gonna say at least iPhone. I was gonna say at least iPhone like pulled it ahead with this one.
I mean, Derek, that goes along with the argument of like Apple's like innovating on like a lot of things, but like pretty much all like the useful stuff is kind of like stops, so now they're just innovating a bunch of things that can be useful but not really. I mean, look at Apple Watch Series 5. It's a fucking blessing on how they do things like that. I actually gotta look up the law. I don't remember if it's Murphy's Law or something like that, but it's like all like technology like stops just getting better at some point or something like that.
Well, yeah,
it only can go up.
But
I was gonna say, it stops advancing itself, but it can get faster.
No, that's not Murphy's Law. That's that Murphy's Law is
what,
like
Murphy's Law. That's anything bad that can't happen.
Yeah. What law is it that like at some point technology?
That was a stupid idiot growing up. Even I knew Murphy's Law. I don't know. Maybe I should.
We're gonna get to a point where, I mean, the same thing could be said with like TVs and gaming. Like, we're gonna get to the point where
like 16K is like the best, or like isn't it like 16K or 8K is like the most the human eye can see?
It's
like
around 12 to 16K based on eyesight. Anything beyond that would look the exact same.
Yeah, isn't can't the human brain only process 30 frames a second or whatever?
No.
Oh, I can't remember.
There's a thing
they say that, but that's what most people say to scare off consumers from buying anything higher of a fucking 30 hertz screen. In its name, it would just hurt your brain instead. So for a smoothest experience, that's why people opt for 144 hertz screens and things like that. Obviously, the higher it gets, the better it is. But to again a certain extent, will your eyes and brain work with it? And again, screens. We're getting to a point where I think 4 and 8K. I think we should settle down with if you want to get the best picture quality. But I mean, half of the time, if you're sitting across your house, your room watching TV, you're not going to see much, are you?
Yeah, because you're sitting far away, and
think of
the farther away things get, the more pixelated they are to our eyes. So the less detail they get to our eyes, just based on away.
If you was to sit in the countryside, right, look at a tree, you stand at really close to the tree, and then go to a cottage, right, which is
you see more details the closer you are.
Yeah. So I think to a certain extent was it acceptable, but again, the same thing said. Soon we're gonna reach a point just in technology until we reach virtual reality and master that, which I'm still hyped for.
If I actually remember, this actually happened at the most awkward times. Our cable box was getting fixed because my dad still has one of those, and the guy who was fixing it was
I was gonna say cable TV. I was gonna say cable TV is still going strong, and it's going really strong.
Yeah, but the thing is, this guy
millennials can't really afford TV as much as they could before. They don't really want to buy it. They'd rather go with Hulu because you pay $20 a month, you get shiza loads of content. And the thing is
for us, we pay
$200 a month on that.
I think for us, we can with our work we get discounts and things.
It's Moore's law. That's what it is. It's Moore's law.
But I think it's only $100 a month bill wise for the cable setup.
I don't know. I just see cable obsolete to Hulu and Netflix, the subscription services like Hulu or Netflix, because.
But most of the time, our cable. I don't know if you guys do it now, but we have a lot of fucking stuff on demand. We can access straight from the bank.
Well, yeah.
So, but anyway, with the quantum physics thing, he was talking about he said this was literally just this said this thing wasn't even in development yet. It was literally just basically a dream that some people had, but the fact that you could use quantum computers and quantum physics to your advantage by basically it's not just virtual reality.
Physics.
It's not just virtual reality, but it's it taps in how you dream, and it basically makes you it manipulates your dreams to what you want them to be about. So
I mean, has this guy has this guy ever heard of a lucid dream?
Of course.
No, if this man has, from what you're sounding and what you're saying, it legitimately sounds like he's never had a lucid dream in his fucking life.
With this technology, you'll be able to control your dreams. Something you've never been able to do before.
I mean, some of the times it's really funny when you'd be in a really bad dream or something, and then you look at your arm and be like, I don't remember that being here. Oh, I'm dreaming. And you just go, I can do whatever I want here.
I can do whatever I want.
That man who was trying to beat me up, I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
You get up, you go ape.
Yeah, you fucking start wailing on someone and you wake up and you're like, yo, I'm fucking angry now. I never actually got to beat that kid.
I was just about to sleep with my crush in my dream, and you're gonna wake me up.
No, then you wake up and you've just been fucking cuddling with your dog your entire time, so you're just sitting there. And then it's just fucking shit themselves.
No.
And it's moment of realization that you've just been cuddling with your dog the entire time.
Yeah, your dog's just looking at you like that. He literally wants to die. He's like trying to squirm out, but he's giving up.
Your dog's just been asleep.
He's already
have you guys ever woken up screaming before, like from like a dream? It genuinely made you scream. Like,
I was just saying, I think the worst ones is like you fall to your death in a dream and then you wake up. So you have the full feeling, and then you wake up and you're like, bruh.
To me, you wake up, you're like panting.
Like you wake up, you're like sweaty.
I get the most satisfaction out of waking up from those than anything else.
No, it's like the mind-boggling things because you never know what you actually hit the ground from.
Yeah. The thing with me is like just like before I die, like it can be like anything like anything that's like quick, like let's say like I remember this one dream, like I was getting like I got shot basically in the head and and it kind of went to slow motion right as I heard like the noise. I just immediately kind of woke up and I was like, sweating, panting, that type of shit, and then I noticed that it was a dream and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
I wasn't sweating over the fact I got shot. I was sweating over the fact I started hearing what you said.
What you said.
I was like,
it's worse when you'd have some sort of dream and a meme makes it into it.
Yeah.
That's when either it's gonna get lucid or everything's gonna go to shit. It would be like
a flaccid dream, and I was like yelled at when I was like 5 because of it.
Oh my god, I had a flaccid dream. I was
just like, hey teacher, I had a flaccid dream. They're like, what?
You've been watching Family Guy again?
Sorry, what did you just say to me?
No. Turns out your teacher's like crushing on you, and you basically like your teacher's like kind of crushing on you, but you don't know
if you're like
young, so it's like.
No.
Okay, let's say
it's you gotta think about the context of what we say things before you start to say, imagine this.
It's
because you're
a Sunday school teacher. It's a Sunday school teacher. It's a priest. All right, it's a priest. Now that's excusable.
I was gonna say he's gonna touch you up anyways. A fucking priest. You've written yourself to fail on that one.
calling the priest dad by accident. Oh shit, you're dead.
Call him the priest. No, you call him dad. Actually, he starts like foaming at the mouth because he's like so turned down. He like starts kind of like.
Yes.
No, that's it. Like he immediately throws his fucking robes off. He's like ready to fucking go. That's like the fucking Viagra in the bloodstream, waiting to hear something like to give it the go. Bro, this man's so fucking juiced up on it. He's sitting like as a small, thick fucking like in these fucking walls of his blood. Just waiting to hear a go word, and that's it. Just fucking floods.
No. He's different from every human being. His white blood cells and his red blood cells mixed together, creating like a weird like adrenaline rush kind of thing. And once you say a key word, it just immediately starts flowing.
Yeah, time stops for him.
It's like it's like a dormant volcano. One thing happens.
Imagine being one of those like nerds who like sacrifices people to a stupid, dumb volcano. What a bunch of idiots!
No, I find it funny. Oh, let's sacrifice Jim. Jim, you're going to be sacrificed today. Them. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
No, you remember how they like
how many little girls yesterday?
I find it funny when they like throw some kid into a fucking volcano and it's like, oh, this will please the volcano. Yeah. It's like 5 minutes later, it's fucking erupts.
I see videos of like kids falling into volcanoes and shit.
I mean, it's their loss, really. I mean, the same thing could be said with a Harambe, really.
Via you saying that you've automatically ensured that like a bunch of like people on Reddit are just gonna slap you upside the head, like
no. If they make it this far in the episode, because by half of the time they're all fucking asleep now.
Yeah. There's that like grace period in the middle that's all really quiet because no one's really paying attention. They're all trying to think of what to say.
And that's where most people kind of forget with podcasts and things. You get to the point where there's a small moment where you're like, No
one's paying attention because we jump from topic to topic. They're trying to think about the last topic.
Yeah, they would talk about like us talking about. But you see, if we say like stuff like that in meme culture, we'd get picked up. And then remember, the more views we get on a video, the quicker that puts us on the YouTube algorithm. Now, if we want to make that fat stack and be seen, we need to get on the YouTube algorithm.
How do you do that, you might be asking?
Well, be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends and
we talk about Fortnite. We talk about the hottest
this thing will never
take
off until we're giving 2-minute segments of Raid Shadow Legends.
I was gonna say I would never fucking give my sanity away to that. I would say I mean things like Audible and things, you know. I mean, it's
Loot Crate, maybe.
Remember
maybe
back when Dollar Shave Club was the biggest
almost
thing,
went
and then it just disappeared? Like,
no, it's still about. No, Dollar Shave Club's still about. It's just a bit more select with its sponsors.
Yeah.
They're just like standing there like, Dollar Shave Club really helps me like shave or whatever. And then 3 months later, it's like, what's a Dollar Shave Club? Like, why would you think I shave?
I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind getting them on. I mean,
they're not bad. They're pretty good. Apparently, they have some of the best shaving material, but I wouldn't know. I only hear this from 100 million YouTubers who are paid to say that.
At the end
full-on sweat lords and get G
no,
fuel.
If I am not sponsored by G Fuel in 3 days, I am going to lose it.
I
would never go as low as G Fuel.
Because that's just sweat lord level at that point. That's just you being desperate.
I remember back when I was younger. This is back to Matthew Santoro stuff, and I remember seeing this this Matthew Santoro, right? Keemstar was interviewing him about the Nicole Arbor abuse and all that stuff, you know. And like he's like crying and stuff, and then there's Keemstar like, what? And he's like eating like a whole thing of popcorn.
Yeah, no.
Jimmy John's sub and starts like challenging.
I was gonna say, now Keemstar is his own self because I mean, you know, the way he's a good man. I fucking like his stuff when it comes to they're doing an interview and he's
when
got
he's
the
not
popcorn.
being an asshole. It's pretty funny.
When he's got the popcorn out and shit, dude. Like, because if you think about it, it's really you. You know, you hear like, oh shit, like a really serious accusation. You'll see his reaction like flare up, and then go for the fucking popcorn. That would be me, really.
He's the most natural.
Like, that's what we like really
But also he said the N-word that one time. Then he said the N-word.
He did not say it that one time. He said it quite a lot. Oh, it's just stupid.
Look at the time where
Derek just gets Derek leaves the call because he almost said Haley doesn't want to take any chances.
Don't worry.
I was gonna say, how about this? Look at when PewDiePie accidentally slipped it, right? You can tell he obviously he didn't mean it, right?
Yeah, he was very
tabloids
sorry as well.
fucking rode his dick.
I know.
Tabloids jumped
him up the ass.
They went from, hey, we're gonna be cool. Oh, you helped someone.
Oh no, they've never been cool.
You said,
the thing is that they always try to find the worst on PewDiePie.
The thing is this is with like most tabloids in general, I know, but they always go for like the most over the top dramatic shit. No, like,
they have to go with the dramatic shit because they want people to buy their dying content. That will get us on the papers.
Listen, like here, you go to a Hy-Vee. Oh, Kim Kardashian's sex life. How you can be better in the bedroom. Oh,
okay. Now the funny thing is, I don't know about you guys, but every time you go on the train, or before you get on the train, there's always the newspaper stand, and it's completely free. Yeah. So you're in the fucking train reading the paper and go, all right, yeah, that's a bit crazy. Then like you put it on the chair next to you. You know, you always like fold it up as you saw it, and then like put it on the seat next to you and just fuck off. And someone else, like maybe the next 2 train journeys next, someone will do the exact same thing. Oh, there's a paper here. They're reading. That's a bit crazy. Oh, what's that? Kim K's sex assault. That's crazy. And they just throw it off, and then they fuck off the train and done. Or some people will take it into work because once
then there's me, bro, at my job. Okay, my manager looks at newspaper. He's like, ooh, 32 botched surgeries, doctor getting lawsuit. Oh, that's pretty crazy. And he just sets it back in the thing and just walks off like nothing.
Who was that one doctor who was like apparently gave all those root canals to kids and like basically tortured them almost, and then like he died, and everyone was like, "What a loser!" He was like, "You throw rocks at those kids' windows? Absolutely not!" Like he would go around throwing rocks through people's windows and stuff. He was just a garbage person all around.
Just imagine,
he was like,
if you know, some kids are like egging someone's house for like a Halloween prank, and their fucking dad just comes out with a fucking shotgun and starts fucking blasting. What are they gonna do then?
And then I just
There's
started
a
blasting.
raccoon on its hind legs that's about the size of a child. Quickly, get the gun.
Quickly, get the double barrel, Stephen. Bang!
Quickly get the 10 gauge. Quickly
I'm not
get
gonna
the
lie,
10 gauge.
right?
Stand your ground law, I think, is one of the most interesting laws, especially if you have like CCTV in your house. If you're like one of those people who concern themselves, bro. Imagine you see like some dude coming up the fucking stairs. He's about to open your door, so you blast him through the fucking door. He's sitting down and he's like, "I'm about to break in this man's house."
No. You go full on Home Alone mode, and you get the letter box. You know, like if your door is like the letter thing, and you just put the shotgun in the letter. They go.
Free circumcision.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, if you really want to like fuck someone up, it would if you got CCTV set up in your house, all you need to do is just like keep it hooked up like onto your phone, and then stick to the shadows and just have like a baseball bat, and then scream you picked the wrong house for, and just smack them.
You picked the wrong house.
Here's something: if you wanna effectively get criminals out of your house without having the horrible mental trauma of killing someone, all you have to do is have like a bunch of different PCs have like random screams, like petrified screams from each room. They'd be out of there in 3 minutes. They think they watched some dungeon.
Or better yet, just go the full Home Alone mode with the pizza
No, you
guy.
get you set up ambient lighting. No, I got something even better. You set up ambient lighting in all your fucking rooms, right? And then you'd say something a Skyrim NPC says. You say that you Google Home, so it like you say that it triggers all the lights to go red and starts playing the fucking Skyrim combat theme. You have entered trespass. You've trespassed my land. Everything goes fucking red. Combat music and everything.
Imagine this, right? You're down on your luck.
And the door closes and locks by itself. Like you just like hear the door slam shut and the lock click. Bro, that man's shitting his pants.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
This happens to everyone at one point in their life. It's basically a Reddit pest. Okay, imagine this. Like you're in the supermarket. You're like buying some bread or whatever. Who cares? And like they're like, oh, the supermarket has closed. Thank you all for leaving. And you're like, wait, I'm still in the back. And like all the lights shut off, all the doors are locked. And then like as you're going, like you're walking to the door, you hear like big thumping footsteps. You see the glows of the eyes of an ogre. He's like walking around like.
Bro, that's when you shit your pants and say your prayers, kid.
It's funny.
You gotta be running say your prayers.
Our store
never
smell. They let off the whole ass ogre.
We don't run contracted 24 hours, but there's people working all around the clock. As soon as it gets to 5 on Sunday, his store shuts. But we have this really big fucking guy, fucking unit he is. And he will tell everyone to fuck off out the store.
Dude, you just have him like put like little fake glowing eyes on him. Make sure all the lights are off and have him like clomp around and not say anything.
I mean, remember by like 5 o'clock. And it's not even that. Like by 4 o'clock, it's just pitch black outside. You're like, bro, bro, you'd kill someone. Most of the shutters would be closed. They'd usually have one set of sliding doors open to obviously let people out.
Yeah.
You'd fucking kill someone. That's it.
Okay. What do you think the perfect horror game would be? Because I think that supermarket thing genuinely
probably PT.
Okay.
PT was perfect.
Like, let's say you had to come up with your own. Like, how would you make it?
Okay, yeah, no. Most people don't really see the upstairs of a supermarket.
Yeah.
Right? I have. Yeah. Because I obviously work retail.
I can never tell you. This goes to my grave.
And so once you go up, you got like stairs or the elevator. Yeah. And it's always narrow corridors. Right? You go up the elevator, you walk out, you look to your left, it's a single fucking corridor, what leads into a huge warehouse. I shit you not, every time I've been in there, it's been silence.
Yeah.
You can hear a fucking pin drop.
That is so freaky, and like you just hear like someone like you just hear like the floor kind of like.
All you hear is the hum of the freezers, and that's it.
They hear behind you.
The worst thing is there's motion sensor, the motion sensor powered lights, and these fuckers time out on you so much. 15 seconds, and it'll time out. So you have to do some movement again, right? So I'm doing something. I stopped because I was trying to figure out what on my roll I had to go back on these little shelves. So as I was looking through everything, mentally categorizing it, the lights went. I was like, all right, yeah, I can still see. And then they went on without me moving. I was like, all right, yeah, I don't really care. But it's dead silent up there. Yeah, you'd hear the occasional people use the equipment up there, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But during nights when I'm usually in, fucking silence.
Yeah,
you will hear
freaky, bro.
Nothing.
Just imagine, like on the other, like.
Oh, don't even get me started with the elevators as well. You got one standard elevator. You know, you press the button and the doors automatically close. The other two, you have to close yourself.
Like the old cranking ones, the old ones they close.
These aren't crank doors. You have to drag and shut these ones.
The crank and shut ones, like the one you had to open the door yourself and then just close it right behind you. It's like one of those
There's two huge doors you have to open and close yourself by really slamming them shut. It's a really fucking scary thing though. Like you go up, it's just you. You go into the hall, you get up, you buy the 2 pallets, and all you hear is nothing but your own heartbeat sometimes. And here I am,
someday,
any minute now, the lights are gonna go, and something's gonna try and kill me.
Yeah, that would be the freaking thing, because not only would you get that sense of isolation, but just imagine this, all right? You go through the long corridor into the warehouse, and let's say it opens up at one corner of the warehouse, all right? And then the lights basically are on, and then they immediately go. And let's say like I said, you can't hear anything, but a pin drop, or the fridges, or
That's me just strip naked, say please take me.
No,
get weirded out. Fuck off.
Let's.
No, you strip naked, completely naked, bent over, and you go take me, and that's it.
No.
Whatever it will be, it's just I'm gonna head out for that shit.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, but
Yo, I want some motherfucker later. This is too weird for me.
Never mind.
But let's say the gym floors, how the wooden ones, they usually have that creak, not that big creak, but that little creak they can hear.
The fucking floors we have are mostly concrete. So the shit, your usual trolley and cage you would drag along with you is the only thing that makes noise. And as soon as you stop, silence.
Imagine being one of those fat asses who make the concrete floor creak.
No.
That's umbi, bro. It's umbi.
In some of the places of the store, if you actually jump, you can actually feel the floor shake.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying. Everyone's just staying there. Sorry, I was just jumping.
Yeah. No, apparently, on the way back from me taking some rollers up, 2 people screamed at the top of their lungs. I'm assuming either someone slipped, got scared, or both.
Fell to the floor.
Or
bro, you feel like someone got murdered. Bro, you think someone got murdered? You should really be
I don't know, my guy. Yeah, like I say, if you're in the case of anything does start trying to hunt you, and obviously all the lights turned off, just strip naked, and they'll be like, oh.
They're like, it's gotta be one of these.
Into that,
then you're chasing them at that point.
But what if they're into that?
That's a full
then just let it happen
right there.
Yeah, but they would always want the element of surprise, but not when you're really wanting it. That's how you beat them at their own game.
The prey becomes the predator.
The prey becomes the predator. Quite literally.
From what they would expect would have been profit for them, it's turned into profit for you because you're enjoying it more than they.
Here's something scary. You guys all played the Arkham games, right? The Batman Arkham games?
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember that mission, I think in Arkham City, where the penguin had all that water frozen and those sharks were going around in there? Remember how terrifying that damn mission was, even though it was super open? It was just horrifying because you could see the sharks swimming around you got too close to the edge.
I mean, it was because like you had that like. It was like it had like the Jaws kind of level of style of fear where you like it's like once you hear the music you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, you're just,
it's
like,
kind of like that.
Okay, you can. All right. One of my favorite games is Outlast 1.
Yeah,
Bro,
I think they put the hammer on the head on that one. Like
they did.
They fucking nailed everything, especially the Whistleblower DLC. I thought that was a fucking perfect contribution to it. But I'm kind of upset with how they treated the second game. I was expecting something of the same wavelength, but it just feels so foreign of what they done.
Well, yeah, they're gonna do a lot of change. I genuinely, at first, I was kind of iffy about Outlast 2, but like when I actually like played it a bit, it was actually scary because they made it darker. So like the fact that it's not claustrophobic anymore is like actually like you genuinely need batteries, and if you run out, you can't see shit. You have to like.
That was the thing I enjoyed was the feeling of claustrophobia.
It's more the thing, but see, for me, I remember like I played both Outlast games, but when I played Outlast 1, I was like, there were two ways I thought of it. So the first one, I was like, oh, claustrophobic. I'm trapped in this room, so if someone walks in, I'm fucked. But Outlast 2, I was like, oh, I could get killed in any direction. Someone could come in any direction. It's not like I have one entry or like two entryways. Any direction someone come, I gotta watch everywhere now.
That's scarier because you think that you're not safe at all. Like, if they come in from that one entryway, you have a fighting chance because like you'd be ready to go through that entryway and beat the fuck out of them. But like, if it's all around, you have no protection.
Well, see, for my thing, I thought for me it was like the same. Like it was like, okay, this is scary, but it's just scary in a different way. But they're both scary. That's basically how I saw it. It's scary, but just use the different method to scare you. Yeah. That's basically my entire thing about it.
Outlast 1 with like the feeling of isolation in a huge place, like being out of place and like the claustrophobic feeling. But Outlast 2 with the idea that you're not safe anywhere. There's nothing protecting you, and if you don't look everywhere, you're screwed.
I think the thing with Outlast 1 is that it was more relatable. Like if you really think about it, like with Outlast 2, oh yeah, you're like flying in a helicopter going over old town. Like it's like this could be argued very easily, but in my using how I think of it, it's like that's really
it's just a B movie level of horror film.
Yeah, but like when it comes to Outlast 1, it's like, oh, an asylum, an abandoned asylum. It's like, if you're a kid, you're curious, you're gonna go into that. If you're a reporter, and you're supposed to make a report
the Whistleblower DLC,
it's more relatable.
Shines light on it. The guy behind it was like, "Yo, they're doing some shady shit. Here's a tip," and then he went and like goes AWOL. But then, like, no one knows what happened to him, and then everyone's like, then you come in, you're like, "Yo, I'm investigate this place." And then so you investigate it, then you get your fingers cut off, you get fucking sent out, and then you get fucking blasted at the end.
The thing is, what I liked about the Whistleblower DLC is mainly that the guy.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, the thing with the Whistleblower DLC, the main thing I liked is the fact that the guy, like you said, the guy before he went AWOL, because it gives you that thing like, oh, I could become fucking insane. Because it's not like just fact of, oh, it's scary. It's like I can't.
You could become one of them.
Change. Yeah,
you can become one of them. That's the feeling.
And that's kind of like that's also what I like about Resident Evil 7 is it kind of had like you could go like mentally insane and basically kind of like accept into that shit, like accept into them, which is kind of also
7
why
is probably the perfect horror game. See,
I wouldn't
you can't
see for me.
You can't have the same thing twice. You can't predict what's gonna happen.
For my thing. When it comes to horror games, I feel like it can just be like perfect fields of horror. Like if you think about it, there's different fields of horror. There's jump scare horror. There's horror of like isolation. There's a bunch of different types of horror, and I think that no one game can perfectly get all of them because some of them are completely opposite to each other. Like isolation and isolation horror is going to be completely different than jump scare horror because with isolation horror, you feel like you're completely alone. But with jump scare horror, you kind of know there's going to be something there.
Well, I mean, you can mix both of them together really well.
You can.
Because you can prey on the user at one point.
Yeah, but I feel like there's no perfect way to get all of them because some some are quite different than each other, and some are like don't mix well. I feel like
and this is where I can say this: it's critical to have a good soundtrack in a game.
Yes, it really is. Like
especially
a good one.
horrors and things. You know, you need that foreboding sense. Something's gonna happen. Something casting over you.
Because like let's say like you enter a room and it becomes like really eerie, or like you enter a room and like the music kind of like stops and like there's like like a couple like big like thumps, like drum kind of thumps, like bass drum,
or
like
you open
like
the door slowly and it starts off with like a high key of a violin.
Yeah, like remember like what was that? Remember like from what was it, like movie Psycho, when it had like that really like high violin, and then like
well, everyone now refers to it as like the serial killer like theme.
American serial killer.
Yeah.
American Psycho, or whatever.
From the movie Psycho. Yeah, from movie Psycho, and like the theme where it was like the G G G, and it was like the the like with that with like a high violin.
Yeah. But like a high but slow like foreboding, like not like a quick jab, but like a long drag on it, so it doesn't stay. It stays but doesn't at the same time.
Like a perfect example of music, like a soundtrack, or like probably the first good example would probably be Jaws. That'd probably be like that'd be a really good example.
Also you can say the introduction music to Outlast 1. I think they nailed that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving and you got the theme and you're like, yo. Because it sets, you need a good soundtrack to set the theme of what you're doing.
Yeah. Also, with my thing with horror games is you need a good sound. Like I don't like horror games that just kind of like stick you right and like let's say like the horror game revolves around the house. Like here, like let's use Resident Evil 7. Let's say instead of like a little bit of backstory, like saying, oh, your wife disappeared and you're driving along this like lonesome road. How about instead of that, we just stick you in the house immediately? That wouldn't be as scary, because the thing is when you're what I notice is in Resident Evil 7, like you're driving like through that like kind of marshland on that like that road, and like you're the only one there, and it gives you that feeling like you're away from civilization. And for me, it was like
you feel
the feeling of no.
I'm wondering why these guys go there alone.
Here's my thing. My thing is when because I remember I played that a while ago. I haven't played that game in a while, but I remember when I first saw that, it was like no matter how much you scream, no one's gonna hear you. It gave me that feeling. You can scream as hard as you want, but no one's gonna hear you because like you're that far away from civilization. It gave me like that type of feeling, which really kind of deepened the fear even more.
On the topic of horror and all that, I know this is a little bit off the topic, but you guys watch Brightburn, right?
Sounds familiar.
I actually have not. I have
Brightburn, the superhero killer or whatever. He's like a killer superhero kid. I haven't watched it. I'm gonna kill you all.
I heard it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, this is the best. This is one of the best horror movies of the year," or like, "This movie is really good." But it's like it's one of the scariest movies ever. But when I watched it, I couldn't see it more than like just a cheesy slasher flick, because think about it. It's a supernatural psychopath killing a bunch of idiots who make really dumb decisions for really no reason.
It's not even that. They're going to turn into a B-line or B quality movie, because how B films.
The gore effects are all right, but there's
the
way better
80s level.
Okay,
like cheese to them.
This isn't controversial, but this is like we could say like a lot of people could oppose this, but is it just me, or is it more like horror movies nowadays are more than just based on how much gore you could fit in instead of like the actual like surreal kind of isolation feeling?
No,
I don't know if that. It's probably because
look at how really Toy Story even threw fucking jump scares in there.
You see how much gore is in Toy Story 4? I mean, we gotta talk about this.
No, the jump scares in it are the funnier part, or just the really eerie scenes they actually managed to capture, even though it's a fucking kids film.
Yeah, that's the point. It's like you wouldn't expect it. That's what the true horror comes from the unknown. Like you would not expect that, and when it happens,
that's
like, wait, what the?
If anything, people
can
came
to fucking life, bro. They almost killed my fucking nephew. He almost fucking flew out his chair.
Here's the thing: people can say, "Oh yeah, I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of death." But the thing that really I'll say all, because most 99%
big
humans
ass giant dead spiders.
No, the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown is kind of synonymous with everyone, because we all kind of fear the unknown in some way or another. It's instinctual. It's just instinctual that we fear the unknown.
Well, maybe
in my opinion,
the only thing I fear is not wrapping my dick up. It's me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, if you get AIDS, I'm blaming you guys.
If you guys get AIDS, just remember I was never here.
You get AIDS, just remember I told you beforehand that I had
really
it.
Ironic, like for us to get like a Durex fucking sponsor.
Excuse me, can we get a sponsor from Planned Parenthood?
That was fucking great.
I
do think like Durex would be a funny sponsor. Like,
you never see them sponsor anyone. You see Trojan Man commercials and stuff, or
I was gonna
those
say
really shitty like sex commercials about like condoms, but you never see them as sponsor.
Yeah, Durex would always do like the weird ads, like Facebook and all the like sponsor ads they can throw online.
Bro, nothing will beat on how South Dakota became internet famous in like a matter of hours after we were like meth. We're on it.
Oh my god, Connor! You know that one B&G Milky Way next to that fucking like alcohol store? You know how like when you walk over there
by school?
Yeah, by the school. When you walk over there, you see like the try our new boysenberry sundae or whatever. Great for the whole family.
Bro,
right behind it,
like,
do you know what's better than sex on the beach? An amazing amazing beer right for it, and like it's just right behind it. The sign is right behind it. So when you walk by the B&G Milky Way, you see
the funniest thing I remember witnessing is this. I don't know why, but I think it's more funny towards me. But your 11-year-old nephew sitting next to a Viagra advert, like directly right above this fucking kid's head. It's just Viagra. Me.
Imagine this, right? I remember back when I was on Nickelodeon, I got like a tampon ad. I was like, oh, right after watching SpongeBob.
I was gonna say, then you ask, yo, what the fuck was that? Is that like SpongeBob? Like some SpongeBob?
Yeah, no. The funniest thing was like when you didn't know what it was and you asked your parents, like, because you generally go to them with like all questions, especially when you're younger, and they're like, you could just see them like sweating, having a hard time coming up with an answer that's not like
they have to make an excuse. No, they have to make an excuse on what it is.
Okay, here's the thing. No, the best example of that is this one commercial. I forgot what it was for, but it was like for something like with the autumn. But it was like, Dad, they're like, hey, Dad, you know why a bunch of deer come out? And like the dad was like, yeah, 'cause they're frisky. And they're like, oh, what's that mean? Like, go ask the mom. And it was just like a bunch of like weird like bullshit that led up to, oh, I think they're just happy for Christmas. Like when they forcefully like.
If they were getting frisky, that's it. I'm having to whip my fucking meat out, my guy. Yo, if they getting frisky, so I'm fucking I.
So am I.
That's a little too far now.
Well, I mean, Elliot's character is a deer, though, so it's more excusable for me to do that.
Yeah.
Do what you will. I'm so annoyed with those ads where they like are like, oh, hey kid, you know that really weird thing that we can't afford? Let's advertise it by being really normal. Like car insurance, the kid's like with his dad, like eating breakfast. It's like, so you want good insurance. It's like, what does this have to do with anything? I don't relate to this.
No, it's funny when it gives you.
No,
it'd be fun. No, it's always it's the weird adverts, ain't it? As soon as it clocks past midnight, you get the weird fucking ads on, like Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Bro, you stay up past midnight to watch teleshopping, my guy. Or first it'd be like the weird shows that Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon would like rarely show, but it'd be like the funny kids game shows, like kids would be like rewarded for watching, and then you fuck off to sleep.
Yeah. Remember back when Adult Swim had like the Dawn is your enemy bumpers? That shit would like, I was horrified when I saw that.
There was this one.
I'm like sitting there.
Remember when you were like 11 or 12 and you realized that like after like what was it, like 10:30 or something like that? I think it was like 10:30 here, but like you would always get like the really like regulated like porn channels on cable, like in the 800s. Like if you went up like all the way as like high as the channels could go, like up to like the 800s. you would get like the really like regulated.
I can actually confirm this right now. Let me just turn on my Sky Q.
All you saw was a bunch of blurries.
I was gonna say, let me just turn on my Sky Q. I'm not opening these fucking channels because I'm pretty sure you'd charge you.
Yeah, they do. They always charge you. That's why the
they
internet
do charge you.
No, that's why I have
the internet.
Elliot.
That's why you have something called porn.
Why have that when you've got a real human being?
I mean, of course.
I mean, yeah, he might be a guy, but hey, it's still kind of fun.
It's still real. It's still actually, like, you're still actually there. You're not a fucking sweat lord who's going to a GTA 5 lobby, jacking off in the fucking
No.
I remember saying that. I was like, yeah, those like nasty kids who go into like GTA lobbies and like for extra RP go.
No, there would always be that one fucking kid who tries singing in the shower.
Yeah,
thinking that do something. Yeah.
Back on the 360, there's this glitch that if you held the bathroom door open, then your friend can get into the shower and then you can go in after them. And I remember when I did that, he was like, "Wait, what are you doing? Get out! What are you? Get away from me!"
Bro, I actually did that once, and I shit you not. My friend almost shit his pants. Like, he was like, "Oh my god!" And he just ran
around the street.
See, I went to his house a few times, so I kind of like knew like the layout of his house. Like, once I saw him running, I heard a door slam. So I was like, "Oh shit, this man made this man shit himself." He came back and he was like, "I literally almost shit myself." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, you did! I heard that door close."
No, I remember. You remember all the times you and your friend would like roleplay on GTA?
Oh god, that's
before GTA roleplay, like servers,
before like dedicated servers. Yeah, like you did in like a private lobby.
GTA roleplay. That's something still goes on to this day. I got a buddy who like constantly looks up like who always makes a group post for like roleplay servers and like 16 people join. It's so annoying because of all the British kids and people with no mics who are just like the British kids are just like, I'm here to arrest you. You were going 35 out of 30. It's like, Jesus Christ.
You know how there's
like
one
almost
guy in
every
like
fucking roleplay though, ain't it?
No, you know where there's the one guy that like purposely like researches like every police citation just to roleplay so he can make it as realistic as possible. Like
under the fucking sun.
Yeah. Like you broke law number 85230 under code 8523B under the 3rd section paragraph 28, which states this and this and basically that, and it's like, and literally I did that. I went to a lobby
once, and
this was like
5:05 a.m. I have Judge Rinder on TV.
Deadass. I went to roleplay server. I remember I was just trying to be casual, and I just hear this, and I'm like, "Bro, shut the fuck up and let me do what I gotta do. Let me drive my car." And I just speed off like 80.
We're in channel 9,900 or 999. You got the radio. Oh yeah, I forgot we have BBC One Northern Ireland.
The most obscure channel in like the 9,000s.
No, don't worry. We got BBC One Scotland, BBC One Wales, BBC One Northern Ireland HD.
HD. There's a normal and there's an HD.
BBC One North Eastern Coast, BBC One Yorkshire, Northwest, West Midlands, East Midlands.
Then there's us, Kelloland. That's it.
Oh my god, Kelloland. I hate that channel so much. EBS Kids, all that stuff.
I forgot we got CNBC.
No. But you know what I actually just do? I used to just the thing was, I remember when I was like I remember I was like 8. I used to listen to Kelloland, not for the weather, but just like for the music that they played, like you know that little like jingle they play like right before like they tell you the weather. Yeah, like, you know that little jingle they played? I thought that was catchy. I used to dance to that when I was like 7 or 8. I was like, bro, I like this.
Dude, you started bumping to the Kelloland theme.
Everyone be gangster. Yo, who the fuck really watching Sony Max though?
Your parents walk in on you just having a damn mosh pit to Kelloland.
Oh shit, yeah, we got CNN. Yo, we got CNN.
Oh god, the Communist News Network.
So many weird channels that never knew existed. Okay, Eurosport, yeah, I kind of knew they existed because I looked down this far.
Remember when CNN just full on doxed that kid because he made
a
meme
Trump
on Twitter or whatever it was?
Yeah,
he made a Trump meme. They full on doxed him.
I'm not a big fan of American politicians, but even that's a bit too far.
I mean, all he done right was just repost a GIF from 2000 and fucking somewhere in the mid 2000s of Trump when he was in.
WWE, but he didn't even make it. He just reposted it somewhere, and they acted like he made it, and it was a full-on attack.
Dad socked one of those reporters in the face because he tried calling him to the house.
I think
we got Animal. Oh, we got E. Who the fuck makes an entire just a TV channel just called E?
E. Oh, E News. Oh god, I used to watch what was it? It was this little bumper. This dude was fucking hilarious, and you would go
hey, you should watch
my mom got my sister a car, and now
MTV.
show that video the chick crying about not getting a blue car.
Bro, remember when everyone used to watch? Remember when that phase that every
Sky News Arabia
they just watch MeTV?
Dude, we got fucking.
You know that? Oh yeah, that stage that every adult goes through, when they're in their 40s, that they just watch MeTV.
Yeah, that's like a time of that's a rite of passion in some areas. watching MeTV, that just signifies that you.
Okay,
that you
I'm gonna be honest with you. We got really weird fucking channels past 700. Hum News, Hum News,
music channels.
E-Man channel. We've got a fucking channel 757 E-Man channel.
E-Man?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
E-Man. Like E-Man. Letter E-Man. What the fuck? Hum Europe. So, what the fuck is these? This is the funny thing. You keep scrolling over through the really Maboob's Kitchen.
Maboob's Kitchen.
A cooking show that will help cater to the needs and passion of food lovers across the world, presented by the famous chef Maboob Khan.
I bet his name's Laboo, and it's some historical backing name, and you just butchered it, and he's gotta think that you're super racist for doing that.
News 18, Food XP. There was a fucking channel called Food XP.
Well, yeah, you gotta level up in the food market somehow.
It's Food XP, Republic. Z Cinema. It's always Bollywood TV though, which is the fucking best. Someone would have someone gets into a fucking fight, someone dies. There's gonna be 3 slow-mos of the same death, same
Whoa! This guy just died. This guy just died, and it's just a repeat
Craft
of that.
Extra, QVC Extra. I don't even know half of these. Psychic Today. TV where oh shit! Now we're going on the good fucking part. The High Street TV. Oh yeah. Channel 666, my favorite. High Street TV 1. But dude, TV shopping, you sit there, you watch
TV shopping. Why would you do that?
All I can think about when I hear about TV about shopping is that one guy who was oh, you look beautiful, mwah, and then he fucking slipped on the stairs and died.
You look beautiful.
Let me give you a kiss. No, oh girl, you look beautiful. Let me give you a kiss. You look good. Wow. Legitimate reenactment in my brain just happened.
So
teleshopping is one of the best things, it's just on after all the kids shows, all the fucking cartoons finish, and that's when it starts. That's when A, you're up too late, or B, you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah. One time I was laying sitting down and I was thinking hey, what can I do that I don't even know? I ended up reciting the whole entire steamed ham script just to myself. I didn't even know I could do that. I just did it. And I was terrified.
No.
I was what is this?
No, you're reading the hams. You were reading
inside
Atlas Breach. You're reading
inside Atlas Breach. We got the best channel. The entire steamed ham script.
I didn't even realize I could do that. I just did it, and I was like,
I mean, I have a lot of things I can recite off memory. It's quite funny.
Yeah, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't even realize I watched so many of those videos.
This. I told you, it's not the right time to. It's funny being able to remember such things.
See, I know you can say these things, but you really shouldn't.
That's why I'm on the list.
So you're blacklisted by the FBI. You have a full
That's why I'm be scared of me.
Being one of those people who see so many weird things that you genuinely have like an FBI profile on you.
The guy watching me is just like, he's retired at this point. He's like somewhere in like Barbados right now. He's like, yo, this guy's actually helped me cash out and give me a better life.
Oh my god, the FBI, man, your computer. Okay, you know what meme format annoys me the most? I might have brought this up before, but that one where they say nobody, like right before saying something.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's really...
The only time I will see that funny if it's involving something about car community and electric drivers. Yeah. That's the only time will I find it fucking one of the funniest things. Nobody, absolutely fucking nobody. Tesla owners, my car can drive by itself, can yours?
Yeah. I don't like those ones like nobody, this and that. It's like, just say the thing. It's funnier that way. Like, if I'm ever gonna like screenshot an image like with something on there, I always like cut out the nobody. It's just not funny.
Bro, we know that Elon Musk basically reenacted Lara Croft's tits original on the fucking Tesla.
No, what he's done is he's made a Ford like pickup, right? And then thrown
made fucking from Blade Runner.
No.
He made something from Blade Runner.
What he's done is he's made a fucking Cyber Ute. It's not a Cybertruck, it's a Cyber Ute.
What he did basically is he took a child's drawing of a car and said,
no, he's legitimately made a fucking Ute, really. It's not really a truck because it's too low. No, I've done a bit of investigation myself. It can have up to 3 motors.
3 motors?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Because obviously it's electric, it needs motors to power the wheels.
Yeah. Well, like, what do you mean by, like, it can have up to 3 motors? Like, do you mean, like, you put 3 motors in it, or do you mean they have 3 different kinds?
You can order up to 3.
Oh.
The first one, obviously, I think it would be rear-wheel drive or center power distribution. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, probably center power with the weight distribution.
2 would end up being one in the front, one in the back. Well, they don't really care about center of gravity if you're driving a truck. It's remember how tiny your piece is.
Wouldn't 3 be like 1 in the front, 2 in the back, like 1 controlling the front wheels?
No, it'd just be 1, 1, and 1. But guess how much you'd get with approximate mileage with all 3?
Low.
About 500 miles.
Whoa. Wait.
Now the thing is, I don't
have bad.
The one thing I just don't like about electric cars is the whole kerfuffle you have to do with charging it.
Yeah.
I mean, for the fucking time you sit about charging your car, you can literally go to the nearest petrol station, fuel up, pay some money, and fuck off.
Plug in your car to like a wall outlet.
It didn't take like fucking 2 hours to charge, yeah.
Mom, do you have my damn... Where'd my charger for my car go?
No, it'd be worse if you like it's just you and you're in the Tesla charger, just you. There's no one else, and you've got nothing to fucking do. There's no one to talk to, no other Tesla driver, shit like that. So you just sit there, you bust out your phone, and you start fucking whacking one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because of like U.S. regulations when it comes to the electrical outlets in homes, if you actually plugged in, the ampage with the volts is still so damn low that it would take a couple days to actually fully charge.
You actually have to get a proper Tesla. You have to get a full-on electrician to fucking make it. And hook it up to your fucking hands.
Yeah, because you can't just use a wall socket because there's just not enough power in order to even charge it. You would need to wait a fuck long time. You need like a high. First off, the voltage, you need an average amount of volts, like not a high amount, but the ampage is what you want because that's going to determine how fast it actually charges.
Yeah. But again, like I said, I'm not really fond of electric cars because they're just not cool.
Yeah, they just aren't.
I'm going to be critically honest here, right? I kind of liked when the Teslas had the front grille. They looked a lot more normal then, but that way they've kind of went
normal car. They were blending in.
Well, if it had like a grill on it, it just makes it look a bit more car. I mean, when you have a car looks at the front of a fucking stormtrooper helmet, then
they were blending in
nice.
So the driver wouldn't get bullied by every other person who's driving.
Oh no, don't worry.
You just need a built-in like pink mustache and truck balls to like new cars, or else like really you're just gonna lose all your business with Tesla. Because I'm pretty sure Elon Musk will do that.
The funny thing is, the UK, obviously here, we're trying to get people, for some reason, to move to electric or like cleaner or up-to-date cars.
Well, yeah, they clean up the air and like because
we have a different plate system to you guys. The front one being white, the one on the back being yellow, right? But if you own an electric car, it's going to be green. That's the incentive. Not only are you saving the environment, but you get green number plates. Imagine green fucking number plates. They can shove that up their fucking ass because I would still like an actual engine.
You thought like girls had crush on you for how fast you were in like like preschool or whatever. Dude, no, it's depending on whether or not you have like green number plates. If you don't have those, you've genuinely failed as a human.
Yeah, the other thing I just don't like about electric cars is they're a lot more of a fucking pain to service.
Yeah.
With the traditional engine.
When you're jerking off a Chevy, now that thing goes off really fast and knows what it's got to do. When you're jerking off a Tesla, that thing is so picky it has to tell you exactly what you got to do.
I mean, if you're just a Chevy driver in general, I'm pretty sure you have something wrong with you. I'm looking at you, American pickup owners.
Any chance of you getting viewers have gone away by you saying that.
I was going to say, well, I mean, anyone with actual like car taste is probably like, yeah, he's right on that one. They're all a bunch of bit fucking simpletons.
Ford found that ditch, fixed or repaired daily.
When they made the wheel, they made the first Chevy.
The thing is, right, like I say, with all these electric cars, is you have to take them to specialist repair centers if something happens. Same Teslas, for example. You can't take it to your local garage, get fucking your best, your mate to fucking fix it and get his mate's rates. No. You have to go to an authorized service center.
Bro, it's a bad time, but I'm getting pretty fucking tired. I was wondering if we could wrap this up at some point, because when I'm tired, I sound drunk as fuck. And that's when I start, losing my... If I start losing my thought process and weird shit happens.
Cool. Yeah, we all know you're like jacking off.
Don't feed me after midnight. No, like stuff will happen.
No, I mean, this is the part where he's actually gonna come out the closet and actually say he's been crushing on you, and this is the part where we had to go. And here's me. Here's me loading the 44. I always had to be this way. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
No, like more. This is
you don't need to fucking stretch it out. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we know you're fucking tired.
Yeah, this is why when I get tired,
you think you're fucking tired. You think you're fucking tired. Mate, you think you're fucking tired.
Oh my god, don't be one of those elitists on being tired.
It's 3:36 in the fucking morning.
Working like 5 hours a day at a job to support a family.
No, like when I'm tired, I start losing what is it? The thing that basically makes it so you don't say really fucked up shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we all know you've jacked off a furry, okay?
No, it's more of I start saying some weird racial stuff, and it's like, bruh.
I mean, before you rudely interrupted me.
Although being 13% of the population.
Before you fucking popped in like with your bullshit, I'm tired fucking crap, right? Electric cars, you had to take them to fucking Tesla all the fucking time. Tesla needs, all the fucking bollocks repair fucking places. With your traditional engine, Simple problem, simple fix, simple price. Electric car.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the problem? I can't find it. You're gonna need a new car.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Have you tried checking one of the fucking thousands of sensors? What Tesla has? Them. I don't know which one that could be.
Hey, my Tesla's kind of acting funny. Okay, so first you want to do is give me login cards.
Yeah, no, you take it to the Tesla center. It's like, oh, my, because remember, because the parking lights all work in a mesh, if one of the sensors go, the whole fucking thing stops.
Yeah.
What's that? You're pulling out onto a really busy road? Well, looks like you're about to fucking die.
Well, have fun with that.
That's the other thing I don't like about Teslas is the electric doors on them. You know, you press the fucking button and they come out. Like, yeah. I much prefer the traditional handle where you press the button and you can still open and close the door. Because in the case of something's really serious, you're in a serious accident, the doors are electric, that you've lost all power to the car, well, it looks like you're going to cook from the inside. Because remember, the battery packs are all under the car, so you're going to get killed if you're T-boned. Yeah, they might be the safest car, but your battery pack's safe.
They're the safest car at a price of your safety.
Yeah, safest car, but oh wow, it might not roll over if there's a heavy hit, but what about the driver, huh? You always think about the safety of the car, but what about the driver and passengers?
Well, you see, we made the car really safe, so like if it hit like a wall at 100 miles an hour, the car would be all right. The driver's gotta be completely mutilated. But I mean, the car.
That's what I mean. They focused sometimes on some really stupid shit. Oh, the drivers. Oh, the cars. Look at this. It didn't roll over, but look at how like well studied it is. What about the driver, huh? If you've made such a smart car, why don't you get something to predict to get the airbags to go off before the impact to prevent a serious fatality?
I think I've seen cars like that where they stop, like when they detect danger or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying really with all the Teslas like fucking cameras and things, if it can see a car driving towards it, which will make an impact, clearly it could use algorithms available on board because it's got a lot of fucking power to fire the airbags to help prevent serious injury inside.
I think they should make the brakes better on cars and make them like stop really fast. So like when you're like stopping before hitting a damn, or like help up the traction on the wheels or something. So like when you're about to run over a child, like usual, you can stop right away instead of.
But then you cause up. I was gonna say you cause a big problem for the people behind because it also turns the reaction time for them as well. So you might not hit them, but the speed of which they're traveling would end up pushing your car forward. It's still ending there. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
There's also the fact that they could be speeding on like a normal little highway, and then like they're always like saying like, oh dude, most cars are like all screwed. It's like, no, it's not the car's fault. Usually because the person behind it.
It's the driver. The only time I think, okay, my personal opinion is I don't think Tesla's self-driving is worth it.
Self-driving. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I guess like having cars drive you around is all right, but like I remember hearing this one argument that the worst that could happen is that they
driver assistance. Because all you need to do is just sit there, hold the hands on the wheel, right? And that means you can literally like do more things that involve looking around, right? Yeah. You're now immediately not paying focus to the road. The computer can't really sense something jumping out in front. Look at the times, without racial profiling, black families being failed to be detected on a Tesla and getting like a heavy road accident.
Well, I don't think it's that they're not detected. I think that Elon has some prior motives.
That's kind of racist. Elon is actually racist, confirmed.
Elon is actually racist. We cancel him on Twitter.
In that sense, you know, with electric car or self-driving cars, I just don't like
because it effectively passed out. Yeah.
Bro, I've just been trying not to sleep, my guy. I've been trying not to doze.
Electric cars are weird. I mean, if you make a good one with a good battery life, but the thing is, I just want an engine sound from them. Because feel sorry for the people who, like hard of hearing or hard of sight, right? They can't hear electric cars.
Don't stand in front of me. Beep beep. You're gonna die. Beep beep.
I'm pretty sure Jaguar, the first car company to do this prototype, but I'm pretty sure it's being enforced in Europe and I'm pretty sure everywhere after that. But it's a monotone sound. Will be played if traveling under 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which in return helps the people who are hard of seeing, like hard of sight and things like that. Trains your guide dogs up because they can be like, yo, I know that sound, stand the fuck back. But then you obviously run into the problem of then you have to deal with everything else. But I think having that sound would make sense. Self-driving cars and drive, where you just press a button and it drives for you. I don't like it.
You don't like it.
We built cars with traveling ourselves.
Doesn't it just make it you have dependence on it, which dependent on the machine. So, but what if the machine fails? Then you're fucked.
It's actually funny because remember how European roads are a lot more narrow and twistier than most of the roads in the States. Obviously, self-driving stuff actually they've broke self-driving here.
What do you mean?
Most of the roads, the slip roads and things, it won't understand. It thinks all the cars parked on the side are actually oncoming, so you have a chance of like super slamming on the brakes. Where the roads are obviously curved and unique, it won't read road signs or road markings sometimes. Or if it's an unmarked road because either A, road works, or B, it's just unmarked, it will immediately drive in the center of it. Again, dangerous. Because you'd still keep to your respective side of the road. You don't go in the center of it. Obviously, where roundabouts are a lot more common, you were expected to take a sharp turn on some of them. In one of the software updates, they changed the steering angle, so you have to steer it yourself.
Yeah.
Which again, they've just killed self-driving. Or people who rely on it, they went, oh, new update, and that's it. They fucked themselves up.
They saw the new update, then took it, and they're like, oh, I'm dead.
And highways as well here. They seem to fail to recognize them and almost crash into the fucking barrier half of the time.
They don't see them as a legitimate thing.
Yeah, like, It's like they've told them that I don't think Elon realized that he has to set the cars up to make sure they're on the proper side of the road instead of trying to get as close to the fucking railing as possible. Because with the self-driving algorithms and things, cars have then been moved to right-hand drive. So he shot himself in the foot with that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my earbud's about to die. Fuck.
Now we're gonna wrap it up because I actually went through stuff. So anyway, if you liked that episode, like it. If you don't like it, cry to your parents about it. If you want to tell your friends about us, you can.
Next time, if you wanna go have the episode go longer and you wanna hear what it's like when I sleep.
Oh shit! No, I forgot
the comments.
Forgot the Elliot part where Elliot wanted me to smother him in love. So I love you, Elliot. I know you probably get to this part. I love you. See, I'm slick like that. If you like this episode, like it. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Make sure you hit your like button, your notifications bell as well, so that you can be up to date with the latest updates and unfolding. Make sure you join us on Twitter, because we finally got on Twitter after 3.5 fucking millennia. Tell your family about us. Now you can finally tweet us about you saying it to your dogs, your cats, your fucking parakeet.
Grandma. Your grandma.
Say
you
it
can
at
tell us how
Thanksgiving
much you love
dinner.
the show via email, Twitter, or
just
ransom
crying. Or just crying.
Or just cry.
Anyway,
crying. Just.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.